Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seats. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw!
Wow.
I feel like when I hear that, Rob, that I should be on a horse, like, well, galloping across the prairie or something. I love it. And thank you, Chris, for that. We redid our intro and we've still got our outro. We're working on stuff all the time. But Robert, happy Friday evening. We saw each other this morning. We've both had things we've been doing throughout the day, and now we're at Front Porch Talking. How have you been today?
I have been marvelous.
Marvelous.
I've just been hanging out and being pretty. That's easier for some of us than it is for others of us.
Hey, I really enjoyed this morning's morning show. It was really good. I didn't want it to end, man. I had to go to work, though. Got things to do. We went over a little bit normally what we do, but I watched that program again. I try to watch as many of them as I can and just self-regulate whatever. But that's a good program, and that program is kind of bleeding into this program. So we're going to have hopefully some guests. I think we got one or two going to pop in. But I do want to say, and I don't know if they're in here right now, but I do want to say I appreciate the comments we had today after the program. I got a couple of I got a voicemail or a message, and then I got a call. And thank y'all for the kind comments about the program and how much you like it and how much it means to you. Paul, longtime friend, he's been popping in, and he said he really likes the morning show, and then he watches the devotion after, and that means the world to us. And Cook, he left us a comment about how much good the program was. Sorry, Rob. And then a very dear friend was headed out to Tulsa. I left a message for our crew to see. He listened to several programs on the way and enjoyed it. So, we just can't say enough. We're not for everybody, but you know what? We are for somebody. And if you're one of us, that's one of our taglines. If you're one of us, thank you from the bottom of our heart.
Yes, and Brother Hester enjoys it, and Daniel, aka Sugar Britches, he really enjoys it. And we're gonna I tell you what, we're gonna have to have Sugar Britches on here one day.
Yeah, we're gonna have to set that up and have him in. He's been a faithful watcher, and we appreciate that. We appreciate all of our ex-viewers and Facebook and YouTube and wherever you come from. Our views have been going up on Rumble. We're trying to get the Twitch thing. We've been in and out of that. It's very new for us, but we're trying to work on that. But we've just seen I've seen our numbers go up since we started going live, and they were already climbing. But we're working on some things, and we hope you like the programming. We're good to laugh at. But we had a lot of fun, and we hopefully we'll have some folks show up. But thanks for being out there. Well, Front Porch Talking. We kind of left some things out there, and by the way, I don't know if you know this, Rob. I don't know if you know this, but there was a tremendous challenge put out there this morning by me. I don't know if you remember that challenge, and it all has to do with Cowboy Cook. And let me just say, he took up the challenge. And I want to show that challenge right now.
Go ahead and show it.
Hi, this is Roy Cook. A friend of mine, Dave Cordell, asked me to do a song for Robert Blevins. He's in the Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation, and it's the Barney song. So I'm going to do the Barney song. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say I love you too? Well, there you go, Dave. The Barney song for you and Robert. It is for Robert. Robert Blevins on the Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation. There you go, Robert. Have a great day, bro.
Y'all some sorry individuals. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. He did not have to sing it like that. That almost sounded like a blooming love song. Oh, my God. He's got way too sweet of a voice to be singing like that at me. What in the world?
The old boy can't sing, but he sent me that. I'm like,
kiss me. Do your thing.
I put the challenge out there and he did it. He sent that to me. About fell out of my chair. I said, dude, that's going up. And there he is. Oh, thank you, Cook. You know what? We're all having fun, but
dude, just wrong.
I told you he was a TikTok sensation. He gets out there. He sings along to him. He's oh my goodness, Rob, you're a good sport.
You do have a wonderful singing voice, Cook, but don't sing to me like that. Oh my goodness, you too big old boy to be singing to somebody like me like that. That'd scare me.
It almost sounded a little Christmassy the way he was doing it. I mean, he really got into that.
I mean, he got way too far into that.
So I do have to tell you, brother, that that's out there in TikTok world, man. I mean, it's he called you by name.
I know. Don't worry. We'll come up with another song for you later on.
I've been waiting all day to see that. I have laughed so hard. Oh, you made my day, Cook. Jen, I don't know if she's watching, but she has got to see that. We don't have to play it again, but
come here a minute. You're gonna have to play it again.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's just wrong. When she gets in here, we'll play it again. You might as well. Get your money's worth out of it.
Get a twofer out of it. Cook, you knocked it out of the park, brother. I didn't expect it. I said it, but I didn't expect it. Okay, here it goes.
Hi, this is Roy Cook. A friend of mine, Dave Cordell, asked me to do a song for Robert Blevins. He's in the Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation, and it's the Barney song. So I'm going to do the Barney song. I love you. You love me, we're a happy family, with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say I love you too? Well, there you go, Dave. The Barney song. For you and Robert. It is for Robert Blevins on the Southern Fried Podcast. Cornbread Nation. There you go, Robert. Have a great day, bro.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is
You ask and you shall receive. Thank you, Cook. I couldn't have done it without him.
I told him he's way too big of a old boy to be singing like that to me. I can't run that fast.
Oh my God.
Y'all made her day too.
That is absolutely killer, man. I'm sorry, folks. You had to hear that song twice. We actually hate it, but you know, he loves you, Robert. But he called me and you out, and the podcast and all. I mean, the guy, if he was doing commercials for somebody, dude hit all the marks, man. He got the program, he got our names, and he got the song in the front and the end of it, and got his name on there. And yeah. I mean, I told you he's a TikTok sensation, man. I mean, he gets on there, he sings some stuff now. Some of it he's singing along to other things, but he did that one all by himself. Good job, Cook.
Y'all made my life.
What a way to kick off Front Porch Talking. I don't know that we've ever had another one kick off quite.
And, he even threw in the on the kiss from me to you.
I didn't even notice. I was laughing too hard.
I was too, but I was kind of hard to miss there, Dave. You're very good, cook. You did a very good job on it. Very, very good. I'll take it. I
Oh
can take it.
man.
I can do it.
Hey, he's crew, man. Crew can give crew a hard time,
Oh yeah.
with love, with love.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness,
Yeah.
man. Me and Cook had just did a sports program, and I told him, I said,
Why ain't
that's
he in
going.
here?
Well, he said he was eating, man, and hey, we
Oh,
said 6'4", big old boy. He's got to eat now.
yeah.
He's got to eat. By the way, I got called out today online
What?
because, I got called out. that funny with Josh.
I knew that was going to get you in trouble.
Well, it wasn't really about that. I haven't heard too much about that part yet. I'm sure I will. But I have a lot of people like that video, and they've saved it in their favorites and gave me thumbs up and everything. But my granddaughter's mother come out there on Facebook because I shared it it actually got shared back to Facebook on my page, not the podcast page. I think kind of through my Instagram or something. I've got these things going every which way. Sometimes I lose track. And she said that she said that I would give the granddaughter the bacon without waiting until the breakfast was done. That was her call on that. I said quite possibly, but I don't remember if I've ever done that. But me and Kaylee do share foods and stuff. Sometimes she'll want something of mine or something, or sometimes she's done with hers and she wants to give it to me. She actually went and made me something, heated me up something to eat earlier and said, here, I was taking a break in between recording. And she said, here, you need to eat. So she's taking care of me, but I think she's putting a down payment in to get a piece of bacon, but you know what? I don't know if this is a thing, Rob, you tell me. She didn't learn this from me at all. I think it's her mama. I'm calling you out, Mom. I'm calling you out. I think that's her mom's side of the family. They do the whole bacon with pancake syrup poured on top. I can't go there, dude. I can't do that.
Syrup belongs on pancake. Bacon is its own food group. You don't need to add anything else to it. Now,
she'll get a plate
sausage,
and just put bacon and cover it up and eat it, man.
Now, sausage, yeah, sometimes it needs some syrup, but not bacon. Bacon's its own food group. Don't ruin it. Now, you can wrap bacon around stuff like, I don't know, chicken, vegetables. I mean, my wife's a vegetarian, and I get bacon and I'll fix her some veggies and I'll get mine and wrap bacon around it so I can have some meat. I'll do it.
Yeah, you'll do it.
And like we'll go to the Waffle House or something, to the Awful Waffle, and she'll go order her an all-star breakfast or a grand slam, whatever it is. It's got bacon and sausage. You know who gets the bacon and sausage?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right, it comes. I have gotten that all-star many times. So yeah, you get. Do you like going to Waffle House? I like Waffle House.
I like Waffle House too.
It's not the country boy breakfast, but it's pretty good.
No. But you can get them hash browns any way you want them. How do you get your hash browns?
For years I just got them plain, but I've started putting a little onion and ham chunks in it. That's about it for me. I don't get crazy with it.
Oh, I like mine scattered well, so they're good and crispy with onion. I don't want my onion cooked. I want it raw onion and tomatoes and cheese and maybe some ham.
That's a little too much for me, but my granddaughter, she likes to just get a double order of the hash browns, and that's a meal for her. She just gets a double order. She loves eggs, but sometimes she just wants a double order of hash browns. But I do like going there. If you had the choice between a Huddle House and a Waffle House, which one would you go to? I think there's
6 one, half dozen the other.
Well, if it's breakfast, I say it's dead even. Probably lean towards Waffle House, but lunch, I would like the Huddle House more myself. I just think
I think it's 6 one, half dozen the other. We got one around here. We've got some of both, but there's also one called 3 Squares, and it's pretty good too.
3 Squares.
Yeah.
Do you think, and I'm again not being mean, so don't send us bad letters, but do you think that the Huddle House has the drama that the Waffle House seems to have? They don't seem to get in the news like the Waffle House. I don't ever remember being in a Huddle House and seeing some of the activities I've seen in Waffle House. Just being honest. I mean,
I haven't noticed anything about any of them. Just that one fight at Waffle House that made the news.
oh, dude, I've seen lots of stuff at the Waffle House. Of course, I traveled and I went into a bunch of them traveling. And I mean, at 4 o'clock in the morning, there's not a lot of options. So you end up going to them a lot when you're traveling. And I've seen some stuff, you know, I've seen some stuff. And I'll throw another one in there to you. Denny's can also kind of have that drama. I guess I shouldn't say their names, but I love Denny's. I really do. But
When you say Denny's, I keep thinking back. Every time I hear Denny's, I think back to the old commercial, and I keep thinking people say Lenny's. You know, so it'd be like at Lenny's. I mean Denny's.
I like some Denny's, and yeah, 3 or
Oh,
4 scrambled eggs, onion bell peppers, or omelet, the same Huddle House. Yeah, there you go, Tar Man.
I do like omelets now. I like the onions and peppers and ham, cheese on the omelets. Oh yeah. Ooh.
Do you? And we got some stuff from this morning we're going to get into, but while we're kind of right here, do you know? Have you ever went online and read how the Waffle House cooks keep the order straight? Because they got a little system there. Have you ever seen that?
I haven't. I know they've got a system there, but I haven't.
They do. It's all they position stuff on the plate as it's called out, and all they got to do. It's like a little code. I mean, it takes a little while to learn it, though. I mean, you know, it's like anything else. You got to get the code in your brain, so when they're hollering them out. But it is amazing to sit and watch them work. I mean, they do work hard. I'll tell you. And by the way, God bless them on Christmas.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. We went last year. We decided to go. Hey, there's
the cooker.
there is the superstar of the day.
There he
Dude. You did an
Oh,
amazing
thank
job
you.
on that song, man.
Well, thank you.
My wife is absolutely loving what you did with that. And I ain't
Yeah, I
ever
seen
go here
that
to
2
do that.
thumbs up. She's pretty excited about it. I appreciate that.
Oh,
There'll be more to
oh
come.
my goodness.
More to
Good.
come. Yeah.
More to
I'm sure
come.
there will be.
Okay.
I noticed you like to get on there and sing a little bit, man. That's cool, though. I'm not mocking it. I just think it's neat.
Yeah.
You got a good voice.
You do?
What do you like to sing to the most? What kind of music? I mean, because you're all over the place from what I've seen, man. You do a lot of country, but you do other stuff too.
I went live about a year ago. I sung everything from Elvis Presley to Michael Jackson.
Wow. What
Can you
made you
sing some-
start? Go
Can you
ahead.
sing some Phil Collins?
Studio.
What made you decide to do that?
He
Cook?
don't even know my name. Like that.
There you go.
I love
There
it. Music on the show tonight. What made you decide to do that, Cook? How'd you get?
When you go live, just think about what I relax doing, and I love to sing, so just go for it.
What kind of Elvis songs were you singing when as you said you've done Elvis and Michael Jackson? What Elvis songs do you remember doing?
My favorite is let's see, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it goes.
Is it Hound Dog?
Little baby, don't you cry. You know your daddy's bound to die. Yeah, anyway, that's it.
That's one of them sad ones, man. I mean, that's.
Yeah.
Do you do Suspicious Minds or Jailhouse Rock or anything like that?
Mine's
Yeah.
very good when I love Suspicious Minds.
I figured you did. Yeah,
So I'm
big
not going
Elvis
to just
fan.
sing today.
No. What Michael Jackson songs did you do?
Oh man, it's been a year ago. I can't remember, but let's see.
I can see you doing Thriller.
I don't
I
really know
bet
every word to Thriller.
I bet he did Billie Jean or Rockin' Robin or something like that, man. I bet he did some of that.
Just the other night, I thought I heard you cry. That's not totally good, but that's kind of like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's now.
How
Wait a
could
minute.
this be? You're not here with me. You know that song?
Which one?
I don't
You're
think I
not
know it.
alone.
No.
You are not alone. I am here with you. Though we're far away.
Was that the
Anyway,
Backstreet Boys?
no. That's it, Michael Jackson.
Oh, it might have been In Sync. I don't know.
What?
Hey,
Uh,
can you believe he's giving me a hard time because I don't particularly like country music?
I love country music.
Oh my gosh,
see,
y'all
do,
man.
do,
He's a country legend. He's got more than one hit than anybody ever. I mean, Elvis Presley and the Beatles.
who's that?
George Strait. He's got
Do,
more
do
number
us
one hits than Elvis Presley and the Beatles.
do us a little bit of George Strait. I know you know a lot of his songs. Do us a little line from George Strait. I
Man,
caught you off
you
guard,
making me
but
sing.
Do
Amar-
Amarillo by morning.
yeah, Amarillo by Morning. You
That's
remember that one?
why I'm sitting on the front steps, staring down the road. Wondered if she'll come back. This time I don't know. After she packed, when she looked back, there were no tears in her eyes. Thinking maybe my baby's gotten good at goodbyes. Okay.
Now, that wasn't Amarillo by morning?
No, it
That-
wasn't.
I know that song. I've heard it before. That's another one of those where it's manic depressant music. You know,
Yes.
that's for all you people that
A
just
lot of people
huh?
tell me that that's depressing music, but I tell you, when I've been down and out sometimes, I listen to country music and it brings me up. It does the opposite. I don't know why, but it does.
Well, how about that?
That's because
Do you,
misery loves company, dude.
you like Randy Travis too, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, digging up bones or something like that. Yeah,
What is
I
that
know you.
song?
Yeah.
Our love is deeper than the holler.
Yeah. Stronger than ever.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yes. It was.
You got to do it
It's
right
got
though.
about.
Wait. You got to say if you're gonna sing Randy Travis, you got to almost throw a little bit of Willie in there. It's kind of like a our love is deeper than the holler.
Man, that is so bad. I mean,
What?
you sounded like Uncle Jeb up in the hills of Tennessee when you did that, dude. There's
That's not
nobody
fair
in
enough.
South Georgia sounds like that. What you just did, nobody.
Randy
That's
Okay,
Travis.
Robert,
that,
who sings this?
Randy Travis.
Robert,
no, man.
Huh?
who sings this song? I'm
Okay.
still the same old me, loving the same sweet you, and time has wilted my heart. And when the days are through, I'll still be loving you. Y'all know that?
Is
I do.
is that Earl Scruggs?
No
You
Earl
really don't
Scruggs,
like
man.
country, do you?
Conway Twitty?
You really like country, do you, Robert?
Huh?
You really don't like
No,
country, do you, Robert?
he
I
hates it.
like some, but I don't know.
But we can agree. I know Cook's a fan because we've saw him. Cook and you and me are all fans of Travis Tritt.
Yes. Yes.
I know Cook's a fan too,
Hey,
right, Cook?
hey, let me go on
Well,
record
yes,
here.
sir. We went twice to see the No Hatster Day.
Yeah, we
Let me
saw
go
we
on
You know
saw
record.
what?
Travis. And Marty Stewart.
Yeah,
Like I
no
don't like
hats,
Marty
sir.
Stewart, but Travis Tritt
No
is
hats.
awesome.
You don't like Marty
Uh,
Stewart?
no. Look, Travis Tritt did on that Eagles album, that Eagles tribute album. He did Take It Easy, and I'm telling
Yeah.
you, he did Take It Easy better than the Eagles did. I'm sorry, it was freaking awesome,
That's what
and I like
legends
the
do.
Eagles now, huh?
That's what legends do.
That man can sing. He don't sing,
Fine.
he sings. My golly, and he is awesome. My goodness. Any more? Oh, that's another one of them sad. That's not necessarily a sad song. It's talking about, I can't hide the way I feel about you anymore. Oh my gosh. Man, that's an awesome song
Yeah.
too. Everything he does is awesome.
I can't hide the way I feel about
Back
you
you
anymore.
anymore. Oh
I
yeah,
love that
sing it,
song.
baby.
Yeah,
I
we
can't
went to
hold the hurt inside, the
Keep
pain
the
out of
pain
my
out of
eyes
my eyes
anymore.
anymore. I'm gonna quit singing before I mess Cook up.
Oh, it's all right.
we
I'm gonna
have we
quit
have
singing.
a little duo here going on here. The Cook and Blevins show.
Now, you don't want me singing. You make your ears bleed. Now, Cook, David and I threw a challenge out to each other this morning. Besides the Barney thing, is I was gonna listen to 5 George Strait songs, and he was gonna listen to 5 pentatonic songs,
And I did.
and I did. And we're gonna discuss it tonight. And
Okay.
I will go so far. I'll start this off. I will go so far as to say is I like some of George Strait's songs. I do not like all of them. I like Amarillo
That's
by
okay.
Morning. I like Cross My Heart. That's
Okay.
a, I liked it. Check Yes or No was a fun song. I consider that down into the fun song thing, and it was somewhat enjoyable. I mean, it wasn't Carrying Your Love with Me. The Cowboy Rides Away, I didn't particularly care for. Uh, uh, You Look So Good in Love. Well, how can you not like that song?
Yeah.
He did some good ones. I'll give that. I'll put that out there. But still, I don't think I'd pay money to go see.
Well, no, I don't think that was the point, but I'm glad that you did do that. So that was kind of neat, and you found out that you liked more probably than you realized.
Well, they say he's got more number one hits than Elvis or the Beatles. I managed to find a few that I could listen to. I don't know if I'd call it number one material, but I'm sure he's glad that somebody does. And there's a lot of people out there that's going to disagree with me because there's a lot of people out there that love him, and I know they do. He's a superstar. I understand that. But,
One of my favorite songs of his is the Oceanfront Property. I like that song. That's one of his better ones for me. I,
yeah,
I,
it's
w-
very long.
I would never say I was a huge George Strait fan, but I did like some songs. So, I mean, I grew up on Willie and Waylon and
But
Merle
see,
Haggard, Johnny Cash. I mean, they all these guys were around when I was young,
Kenny
so they were on the
Rogers.
radio. Kenny Rogers, definitely.
But
Uh,
see, that's all that was on the radio down here. That was it. If you wanted to listen to anything else, you better have an cassette player in your car, and you better have the cassettes because they ain't playing it.
so you're saying you got a little burnout?
I got way burnt out. I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't even turn on country music for anything for years. For like 20 of them, I turn it right off. But when I got over my burnout and I started listening to it, Jenny likes oceanfront property. it
That's a good song. I mean, it's
is a good
catchy.
song. I'll give you. But
It's very catchy.
when I
Uh,
came back, bro country was going. I like bro country. And that might put me on everybody's crap list, but I do. I like bro country.
Did you like Brooks and Dunn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Woo,
wasn't a huge Brooks and Dunn fan, but they had some songs that was okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they're pretty good.
Oh, who sang "Save a Horse, Ride a Cowboy"? I like him. Big and Rich.
Big and Rich.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Big and Rich.
What?
What?
That's what
Speaking
they
of
say in there. What?
Speaking of Elvis, one time this was, I think, even maybe I knew Cook by then. I'm not sure, but Cook, didn't you and another friend of ours who's been deceased from, yes, Jeff Cimbala. Y'all went to Memphis to Graceland, and I think I know he did. Did both of you get a picture in the Cadillac, the pink Cadillac? I know he did. Did you also get a picture in that?
I think he did that with Jack. I think
That was with Jack. Okay. They weren't supposed to do that, but he had a picture. I saw it. They didn't have it set up at that time like they did later on, and right or wrong, he took a shot and sat in it and got his picture taken. I forgot about that. There was 2 different trips. Yeah. Tar Man, I'm right down the road with you there, Tar Man. Absolutely. Like them both.
Jim Reeves. Is he kin to Jerry Reeves?
Jerry Reeves.
No, I like Jerry. Was it Jerry Reeves or Jerry Reeves?
Jerry Reed. Jerry
I like
Reed.
Jerry Reed. I like some Jerry Reed.
Well, Jerry Reed, you know, he had some really good country cop songs, little rock songs, you know. But he also was well known for songs like "She Got the Gold Mine, I Got the."
Yeah, that was a funny one. My goodness. But he also sang what was probably one of the most well-known songs out of a movie ever.
Eastbound and Down?
Yes.
Yeah.
The thing from Smokey and the Bandit, you know.
Did you know on that album that there was also the Return Trip song?
No.
Westbound and Down on the same album. The movie,
wow.
what album or CD or cassette back then, they had Eastbound and Down when, you know, at first they were going west. So, but the movie really highlighted the Eastbound and Down, and that's what the radio picked up on. But they had both of them. He also had the song, They Call Him the Bandit. That was a pretty good little song too.
Yeah.
You know,
I think I've heard that one.
Yeah, They Call Him the Bandit. Did you know that Burt Reynolds also sung a song, I think, for the movie? It didn't get in there. It was horrible. I like Burt, but it was horrible.
Come on.
It was bad.
He was an actor. He was famous. You know, he had, you know, I mean, he got to kiss Sally Fields. I mean, come on. You know, and then be able to sing too. I mean, that'd just be too much. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. John Anderson. Is he the one that sang Swinging?
Yeah. His name's
John Anderson.
John Anderson. John David Anderson, something like that. His name's David.
Okay. I know. I don't remember what he looks like, but I remember that song. Glenn Campbell sang a bunch of songs. Didn't he also sing the song for the Campbell Soup commercial?
I don't know. I remember the lineman of the county here.
Coward of the County. That was Kenny Rogers. I like some Kenny Rogers now.
Lineman.
For Glenn Campbell, Wichita Lineman, great song.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know if I've heard that one.
Oh, it's a classic. And there was a guy that wrote that. Well, actually, I think in Oklahoma. This was in Oklahoma, and he saw a guy working on a power pole. I mean, just out in the middle of nowhere. And if I remember right on that song, they had problems coming up with one part of the bridge or something, but they finally got it. But it was that was a really big hit for him. But you know, Glenn Campbell is very talented. Yeah, very, 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 very talented.
Yes.
You know,
I
he
want
was he was really big on those '70s shows. You know, where they, or whether it was Hee Haw, or he had his own variety show at one time, I think it was. But he did a little bit of everything. You know, it was really sad to watch him decline there at the end with the memory problems and everything. Just sad to watch him decline. But
yeah,
uh,
He had a good talking voice too, if I remember correctly.
he did.
Kimball did.
He did. You know, of course, he was in True Grit with John Wayne,
Yes.
and they made sure he laughed about it. They gave him like the smallest horse they could find, so that the Duke would be looking like he was really riding high in the saddle. You know, that's, hey, you just, when you're working with the Duke, he's going to get top billing. You know, but
Well,
he talked about that. There's a scene where they're all riding together, and if you look close, he's got this really small horse. That's going to make sure Duke had the biggest one. He's just sitting, I mean, head and shoulders above. But another thing about that movie, I want to say real quick, in that scene where he's in the shootout and he's firing with both guns. Of course, he's not on a horse there. They actually had like a wooden horse mounted on the back of, this is movie magic. They had on the back of a pickup truck, and there was a photographer there that took a picture of that. And John Wayne got mad, and he walked over and he took the camera and ripped that film out and ruined it. And he said, you know, the guy got mad, like, what are you doing? Don't you want your fans to see that? You know, it's kind of funny. You know, you're supposed to be on a horse. He said, my fans believe that I'm on a horse when I'm doing that, and you're not going to ruin it for them. I like that, honestly. I don't have to know every little thing that they do to make things look. I'm not into that. You know what? I kind of go with the movie. I kind of get into it, and it kind of looks like he's not on a horse, but you kind of think he is. Anyway, at that time, there really was a protection put over actors, and they really didn't tell a lot of things they could have. And nowadays, that's all gone. They tell everything they know, but the paparazzi is just all over it. But it is something. You know, and Jerry Reed had some. Going back to him, had some movies that, you know, that he was in that were really, really good too. I liked a lot of the stuff he did. But what a great guy! Great promoter of veterans and veteran causes. Just had that great voice and really could pick. He could really pick the guitar.
I'm
Very
gonna throw
talented
a,
guy.
I'm gonna throw another famous person that was in True Grit out there. Was it the main antagonist in that movie, the main bad guy? Wasn't that not Robert Duvall?
It was.
Did he
was.
not? Was he not the one that said the most famous line in a movie ever? That's some awful big talk for a one-eyed fat man.
He sure did. That was that was Lucky Ned Pepper. He was called in
Yes.
the movie, Lucky Ned Pepper, and he did say that. That was a great line. Of course, at the end, he's got the new horse because his horse got killed. He ran
Yes.
it to death trying to get Kim Darby out, but he had the new horse, and he said, the old boy said it could jump 3 rails or something like that, and she said, you're too big to be doing stuff like that. And he jumps it and says, or before he jumps it, he says, well, come see a fat old man sometime or something like that.
Yeah.
That was a great closing on that.
It
You know,
was.
are you a fan of the other one they did with Jeff Bridges? I'm not.
No,
I'm
I
not a
hated it.
fan. I tried to watch it and I couldn't. Everybody says, well, it's closer to the book. It goes and follow. I don't care. I like True Grit the way it was. And when I read a book, I don't expect them to make the movie exactly like the book. And some people get hung up on that. It's a great movie. It's a classic. If it's on TV, I'm watching it. So, but yeah.
But you know, you don't have to remake every movie. Every movie does not need a remake. I don't think anything John Wayne ever did needs to be remade.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen?
Amen.
99% of the movies they remake, the first one was the best one anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't turn out. So I say that. Oh yeah, Tarman, Amos Moses. That was a good song. Absolutely.
What was that?
And Jerry Reed sung that. Okay. Amos Moses. You need to go listen to that.
I like Charlie Daniels.
Another good patriot. Loved America, loved kids, loved God. Just a great statesman, you could call him. spoke his mind every day. He sent out he was on, well, back when it was Twitter, and he would send out these uplifting messages every day. He challenged people for morality, and he just spoke plain. I like it. I like plain speaking kind of folks. I don't like people walking around the bush trying to fool me into what they're really, trying to keep me from knowing what they're really about. I like a straight shooter. You can like it or not like it, but I like a person that just shoots it straight out there and tells you what they are and what they're about. And he was like that. He didn't mince words. John Wayne was like that. I just like that. I like somebody that just says it straight. We don't have to agree on everything, but I'd rather you tell me the truth than to try to fool me. I just it don't usually work anyway.
Yeah, and see, I think that's what's wrong with. I'm gonna step in it. I think that's
Uh-oh.
what's wrong with politics today. We don't have any straight shooters. It seems like everybody has some type of agenda that they're pushing, and they don't want
Yeah.
nobody to know about it. They've got this agenda over here. Just tell me.
It's
I'm either going to like it or I'm not going to like it. You got a 50-50 chance.
up here in North Georgia a few years ago. There were quite a few people that were of one political persuasion. We'll say, I don't want to get into the debate, but when really the conservatives shifted really hard the other way, every one of them rascals changed parties and tried to act like they were that their whole life. Come on, you'll do whatever it takes to stay in office, but
Mm-hmm.
you're fake. You're fake. Be who you are.
Yeah.
Be who you are. I say if
And
you switch parties, it better be because you've had a change. Your party's left you, and you really do believe in those conservative values or whatever. But don't try to be switching over, acting like you're all conservative when you're not. And
yeah.
of course, we call those rhinos. But you know what? I don't like that kind of stuff. Be who you are. Stand on it.
Yeah.
Say how you believe. Don't dance around the issues. You know.
That's a song. Stand up, tell them all about it. Stand up,
Amen.
testify.
Testify. Yeah.
Yeah. Be
I
you.
want to show you
No.
something. Since we mentioned Justin Balla,
Yeah.
I made him a plaque years ago, and I just wanted to show it to y'all.
I remember that, man. Yeah. Cook does all this stuff. He was a
No.
big Miami Dolphins fan. Yeah. Turn that up the other way. Turn it up. Turn it up long way. Cook. No,
Well,
the other way.
That's
The other
upside
way.
down.
Yeah. Go the other way. There you
Go
go.
to the left.
No, man. Flip it back over.
Flip it back over.
Flip it back over. Now turn it.
Take your right hand and put it up top of your head.
No.
No, yeah, the right.
There you go. There you go. Awesome, man.
yeah, it's actually Dan Marino's stats and everything. I got a picture and copied it.
Cool,
Wow.
man.
Outline of it.
Jeff's
But
been
anyway, I
passed
just wanted
for
to
many
say
years.
I love Justin Balla, and I got this when me and Dave knows what I'm talking about. Things are going south, and I told him I was going to put something else on it, and he happened to not be with us no more, and I didn't get it back to him, but I'm glad I didn't because it's got good memory, you know what I mean?
Yeah, somewhere here at the house, I have his old Miami Dolphins car tag. I've got it put up. But yeah, he was born with a bad heart, and they had to do surgery when he was very young. I didn't know him then, and they told him he'd have to have it done in a few years again when he was in his 30s, I think, wasn't he, when he passed? Cook, 30s.
I think
He made it.
27.
Really? Okay, I couldn't remember if he made it that far. He was supposed to go back, and he said, "I'm not going to do it. It just hurt too bad," and so he just went as far as he could. And anyway,
Yeah,
rest
he
in
kind
rest in peace, brother.
of got it.
We had
Brother
some
Earl.
fun times, brother
Hey,
Earl.
brother, how you doing? See you sneaking in here. Well, I don't
Amen,
reckon sneaking if you say evening, guys.
Amen, Michael. Amen, brother. I agree with
Mm-hmm.
your statement. Yeah, hello, Earl. Good to have you. Appreciate everybody coming up in here. We've had some people leave some likes on the Facebook side. Thank you to those. Candy is in there, Cook, and
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she gave you a thumbs up. So we appreciate her. By the way, when we did our interview with Earl Friedenberg, she really loved that. So we're hoping to have another interview. We're going to have to get back in touch, Rob. It's been a little more than 2 weeks, I think, but we'll circle back. We've got another we got another one we're working on. So
I'm gonna wait till after my trip next weekend,
yeah, no problem. We
and
do
I'm gonna
have
go ahead and tell y'all I have every intentions of being on Front Porch Talking live next weekend from a very special destination.
yeah, Earl. We had some storms here too. I was kind of concerned early on that I would even be able to be on, but it's calmed down here. But he said he had got some storms going on, but there has been some storms
Wow,
rocking through the area.
we dry.
Um, no, not up here, man. It was rocking pretty good earlier, but yeah, we want you to come in live, absolutely. And then we've got an interview with a business person we've been working on for some time, and finally, I think we've got that maybe set for recording Monday night. We'll get that aired
Yeah,
out, and
watch
we've
your
got it.
time. We gotta be all here Monday night too.
Well, I know that, but we're going to do that too. We're gonna get both things done, and
Yeah, Dave's a
We
multitasker.
can do it.
and we got another business owner. We've tried to get that done last week. They had some technical issues, and they're going to get in there. It's going to be part of our Main Street USA program, and it's going to be lots of things: community events, interviews with small business folks, and other things that we can sling in there. So uh, in our area, there's a couple things that'll be coming up here in the next couple of months, really,
Yeah,
and we're going to try to cover them for the podcast on our end. And then going forward, we got some long range plans, Rob. I mean,
we do.
we're planning in May to be at the Nat Festival in South
Yes.
Georgia.
And I'll tell
I
you something. I'm gonna try to cover the Christmas parade in Donaldsonville and Talkwood this year.
Awesome. That'd be great. Everybody always likes a good
Yeah.
Christmas parade. I don't know what you do at a Nat Festival, but we're going.
I don't either, but we're gonna find out. You gonna bring Cook with you down when we go shake hands across the Nat line over in Macon?
Well, absolutely. He wouldn't miss a thing like that.
Oh,
He
Oh
hey,
wouldn't
can
no,
miss.
we run a quick commercial, sir?
We can run a couple of them, folks. Hang with us
Hang with
and
us.
go to the restroom, get your refill on your sweet tea, whatever, and
That's
we'll be
what
right
I'm
back.
gonna do.
We'll be right
You
back.
fire it. You fire the commercial off. You know which ones you want to run here.
run to it.
Oh, okay. Hang
I
on,
got to
hang
go.
on,
I'll be back in a minute.
hang on. We're gonna get that going. We've got a new one, so let's do the new one. The Southern Fried Podcast, among its many programs, also has a sports program. You may not have realized that. It comes on each and every Saturday night at 8 p.m., where we cover baseball, college football, pro football, fantasy football, and much, much more. We love to get on and talk about our favorite teams. For, of course, Cowboy Cook, it's the Dallas Cowboys, and for me, it's the Atlanta Falcons. We both like Georgia, as well as he likes Alabama, and we come together and like the Braves together. So join with us. Let us know your faves and what you like about what's going on with your team. We'll try to cover all of the NFL and as much of the college football world as we can, especially the SEC. Absolutely. Can't wait for the season to start. Join us each Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eventually, this show may be live, but for now, we're recording that, and we hope that you'll stay tuned and catch that program whenever you can. And get excited because the season is here. We're in the middle of preseason football, and the camps for the colleges are there, and we're ready for the games to begin. Join us on the Southern Fried Podcast sports show each and every Saturday night. Hey, folks, this is Dave with the Southern Fried Podcast. We want to give you a programming update. We now have added a stream, which we'll be loading a lot of our long-form content into, which is the Apple Podcast. There is about 8 programs up there currently, and now we are adding all of our morning shows, our midweek Hump Day news program that's in the evening on Wednesday, and also our Front Porch Talking, as well as Mama Said, and maybe a couple of others as well. So join us on Apple Podcasts. Give us a follow there, and you'll be able to not see us, but hear us. And so we're just adding to the kind of streams that we're in. We have also went live on Facebook, YouTube, Rumble, X, and Twitch. And so you can hear us when we go live. You can whichever stream you're using, you can join us. And we thank those who already have done that and chatting with us and hopefully be coming on screen with us. We are seeing tremendous growth in the podcast, and we're working very hard behind the scenes to bring you some new and exciting things. Hey, we want to thank you for listening to our morning funnies and our morning devotions Monday through Friday. Those have been very popular, and we appreciate all the feedback on that, as well as many of the other programs like our Pets of the Week, which is twice, once for cats, once for dogs. Then we have our Veteran of the Week, and that has also been very popular. We have a new show that will be debuting soon, the Southern Fried Podcast, or SFP News Desk. This is going to be looking at some current events that are going on, especially as we head into election season. Getting within range of the election, we'll be talking about some of those things. We invite you to join us for all of our lives or view our recorded programming. We thank you for all of the support. In addition, we will have a merch store that will be coming very, very soon. Thank you for the support. If you have ideas, send us those ideas. You can send those to our email address, southernfriedpodcast@yahoo.com, or you can message us in the Cornbread Nation on Facebook. If you're not a member of that, join it. Become a breadhead of the Cornbread Nation. Hey, again, thanks to you for all you've done, because you're making it possible for us to be here, and we're having fun and having some great times within our programming with a lot of our followers. We thank you for the kind comments that you have given us in person and also through phone calls and messages that you have sent us. They're very encouraging to us. These are hard times that we live in. We want to bring you some laughter and also give you some things that will help you in your day from the Word of God. Thank you so much once again from the Southern Fried Podcast crew, and we appreciate you very much. Have a blessed day. And we're back.
Yes, I just did make it.
Well, I had another one ready in case you weren't, but I rushed you this morning a little bit. You were in a dead run, I think, but
I was. You know how to treat a fat man bad.
Yes, Tar Man, we are going to do that. Let me get Cook back on the stage. We're going to check out the monkeys in South Georgia. We need an update. And Rob, I hope he's not getting my hopes up. He said he might have me a lead.
I'm gonna try.
On one of the hats, man.
Try to get you a monkey hat.
I want one of those hats, dude.
I know you do.
I mean, I am so excited even just thinking about getting that hat. But man,
what gets me is, as far as the monkey hat goes, you probably about the perfect one to wear it.
I am. There's no doubt.
Yeah,
I'll go with it. Yeah, I'll wear that thing around, man. I'm a hat guy. I like things that are different. I'm standing with the monkeys, man. I want to see the movie, man. So I'm standing with the monkeys, man. I want to see what happens. The Bainbridge breakout. I mean, I'm all over it, man. Yeah. I am so excited about this. So yeah, I want the hat. And then up our way, man, we got the Green Eyes Festival coming, man. I mean, they've been advertising that thing all over the place in October. I don't know if Green Eyes is actually going to show up. For those that don't know, he's a local legend of the woods. There's a lot of different opinions about what they say he may or may not be, but there's a lot of people that believe in him. By the way, I don't know if y'all know this. Cook you a little bit back feeding there just a little bit, so might have to move your phone a little bit. But I don't know if y'all know this, but Robert, I'm gonna bust him. I can't resist it because we're talking about this. Robert is a card-carrying member of the North Florida Sasquatch Facebook group.
I am.
I love it. Sasquatch.
Yeah, I am. You want me to tell you why?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I just love the comments that they have in there. I don't believe in Sasquatch or Bigfoot, but the comments and the videos and the posts are amazing. It is the greatest free entertainment on the planet. I'm sorry, but we are going to do. We're trying to pull together and do a Southern Fried Podcast paranormal special.
We
And
are.
we
We're
may
going to do it.
try to shoot this out about once a month. My oldest child has said that has volunteered to graciously research and bring material to us. This is going to be amazing.
We're gonna have some fun with it, and talking about that because there's a lot of people believe in that. We just want to hear the different stories and stuff like that. By the way, this is a perfect segue, Robert. I don't even know if Cook heard me say this morning, but I said I was going to tell a couple of stories. I don't know if I should tell the second one, but I'm going to tell the first one. I was not a witness to either one of these. I was not a witness, and Cook is here. He is the witness because it involved him. Now, this is what I heard. Now, we're talking about the guy that used to put the Jason mask on and stand out in the fog and try to scare people by throwing pebbles at their window. I have seen that. And he did about give me a heart attack one night. But, Cook, is this true? Is this true? It's either going to be yay or nay. And if it's yay, I want to hear about it. I heard, this is before I knew Cook, he was a young guy. I don't know how old. I'd say he was at least a teenager. He's a big old boy. I heard, Cook, that you got so scared one time. Somebody scared you so bad. This is what I heard, Rob. He ran through a wall. Ran clean through a wall. Cook, did that happen?
Yes, sir. It sure did.
How'd you get scared, man? What happened?
I don't really remember that, but I stay in my grandpa's room, and he passed away in the floor here. And I don't know, something, I don't remember, but I went flying out the door. Hang on, let me show you. I went flying, I'm trying to run as fast as I could go. I could run pretty decent back in. And I went flying in there through this door. Right. Oh, the light, oh well. Anyway, here's the wall I hit. And you can still tell where it was. I put a hole in it about the size of a freight train. But anyway, yeah, that's
Cook
true.
ran through a wall, dude. It was true. I've always wondered if that was a true story. I've heard that about him.
Yep.
Now, not many people can say that.
No.
Before you scare a big old boy, you might better be careful because you might have to be doing some remodeling on your home. Don't scare him too bad. But he ran through a wall.
Through a wall, huh? My goodness. And I've got to do. I found some more information on the monkey facility.
Okay.
And I'm going to share a screen for just a minute. But I'm going to put this out there. I kind of find this funny. It's by the Humane Society of the United States of America.
All right.
Put this out. And they, of course, are opposed to the monkey facility. Okay. So let me see if I can get this going here. I'm sorry. It takes me a minute, y'all. So just bear with me. All right. Let's share it. Okay. Proposed monkey warehouse in Georgia will be a step backwards for animals and science. Now, the thing I want to look at here, I'm not for the monkey farm and all that kind of stuff. But how in the world did they get these pitiful looking pictures? Look how sad them monkeys look. They look sad. Poor little monkeys. I mean, come on. And that's right over.
What was that? I mean, like I was in a.
What was
it
that?
looked like it's in a torture device of some type.
Oh, no.
Getting ready to test
Oh man, it looked like one of them crazy old movies, man. Or clips
I tried
from
to
back in
skip
the
over
70s.
that one. I didn't want to put that one out there.
Man, that was
The
rough right
Chinese
there.
put a monkey in the
Look at
middle
this.
of the table with his neck covered out, and they crack
Yeah.
his brain, crack his head, and eat his brains out.
Kind of like in
It's real.
Indiana Jones in the Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
But look at this guy right. Look at his sad eyes. He's gonna start crying at any point in time. How do they get all these sad pictures?
Once again, Rob, what is the focus of this facility? I've asked this before. I'm still a little bit not sure what you mean. Is this? You said it's for testing,
animal testing.
But what kind of testing? Are they going to give them diseases, or are they just testing them for? I mean, what does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know. A company called Safer Human Medicine. So apparently it's to be tested on them before they do it onto humans. But all in all,
This is hugely controversial. I mean,
it
that's
is.
probably not even proper English, but it is big time controversial.
It is very
And
controversial, but it's also been proved rather ineffective in the long run. And besides that, I mean, Daniel would never be able to come down here and go visit us. Sugar Britches wouldn't. They don't have to put him in there and start testing on him. We don't want that. Cook, you know,
oh
he's
man,
a pretty big old boy. But I'm going to tell you something. If they could get a Sasquatch in there, that'd be even closer to human.
and why did they choose that location? It seems a little odd to me.
Why? We grow everything else down here in South Georgia. Why not monkeys?
I think it's one of those. No, I think it's one of those deals where they're trying to get into an area where they feel like it's not going to be noticed as much, and it's kind of backfired a little bit. But
Yeah,
I feel like that's one of those deals that they're putting it there for cheaper land. People probably wouldn't pay attention as much. That's just my opinion. I could be dead wrong, but I feel like that's why they chose it.
We don't have any big research areas around here. I mean, we've got some really good hospitals, but we don't have that many people doing research on humans and medications and stuff. I mean, that's more of a out there thing. It's just,
I didn't know that, Michael. Interesting that somebody had a couple of monkeys. What's your opinion? I mean, what do y'all feel? I mean, I'm just asking y'all.
Personally, I'm against it.
Well, I mean the testing. Are you for or against? And I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but
it's not that effective, really and truly.
Right.
Animal testing, you test it on animals and test it on humans, but it's really not effective to test it on animals. I mean, we're not the same. And they say, "Oh, well, we're sure so much DNA," but it's been proven that it's not that effective.
Cook, what do you think?
I'm not really for it.
Well, I think animal lovers would not like it at all.
For sure.
Yeah,
Well, let me ask that question. Go ahead. I don't want to interrupt you. Go ahead, Cook. So you're a big no.
I just think animal lovers will be in an outrage.
Well, let me ask that question a little different. Would you be for, which they've done this for decades, mice being tested on versus monkeys? Because of monkeys, that's a different thing. Some people say no, it's not. But would you more be leaning to test on the mice than you would the monkeys? Let me ask it that way.
Well, it depends on what direction you want to go. You can go a lot of directions there, Dave. If you believe in God, you don't want to hurt anything.
Okay.
Well,
there's other ways to look at it. That's one of them.
I'm going to put this out this way. God gave man dominion over the animals. And I think that's pretty much a biblical truth that just about everybody agrees on, that he did. All right. If the monkey testing or testing something on monkeys was effective, and they were not going out and devastating their natural habitat and taking them away from it. These are animals that are being raised here. They've never been in the wild. And I think if they do the same thing with the mice and it's effective, I don't know. If they can get the same results from mice that they can from monkeys and just leave the monkeys out of it, I don't know.
I think mice would be my pick. And this is probably different, but a monkey's got a bigger brain than a mouse. And I don't know if I get anything out of that, what I mean, but
this is good discussion. It's about as serious as we get on the podcast, but I think it's a good question to just ask, because I think honestly most people probably don't know what all is involved, and I don't in testing, and whether it's mice or monkeys or whatever. I don't think anybody wants to see dogs and cats being tested on like that. Is a monkey considered something different? Is a mouse considered something different? Some would say, as you said, no, Cook, animal lover, no, all of it's wrong and all of it's bad. And there is a movement out there to stop all animal testing. That's truth.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will just say this: if there is a way, if it's effective, Robert, I think that's an important criteria here. As you put, if it's effective and we test some mice and we're able to save lives, lots of human lives, I'll probably go with it.
Yeah.
Even though that would make some people mad. But a monkey, I'm not comfortable with that. I'll just be honest. I'm not comfortable with it. I just don't.
Well, they look too much like people.
Yeah.
I've
I
seen
don't
some
even.
of your relatives.
Well, I don't know why I feel that way about one and not the other, but I'll just say I don't. I'm against it. I'm against it. Now let me go to part two here. We have the supposed outbreak. I'm not going to say supposed. I know it's there, but to what level is the monkeypox? It's already become a big deal overseas. Do you think that monkeypox is going to be the COVID issue coming to the United States? I know that's a big question. Right around election time, I don't know. Is that a fair statement or no? Is there a possibility maybe or no?
There's always some kind of disaster happening at election time. Always. Every
But I
presidential
want to tell
election,
y'all,
there is
I went to the
something.
hospital last night. I went to the hospital, and I know people that's got COVID, and COVID is on the rise, y'all.
It is. There is a rise right now in it. I've known some people that's been stricken with it. Yeah.
And my cousin recently just had a baby, and her husband got COVID, but it's different now. I mean, you test positive for it, you isolate for a couple of days,
Some
and move
people
on.
don't even some people don't even feel anything off of it. They just
Yeah,
had some symptoms, but they weren't severe or anything. And so, yeah, I will say this. I think I mentioned it on the program, and I don't want to say what school or even what I would never say the name of what type of teacher. But my granddaughter came home a couple days ago and mentioned to me that a particular teacher at her school told the students, which I think they should have left this alone, told the students that you're probably all going to be in mask very soon. I did not like that. If that's the way it came out, I'm not doubting her at all. She came in and told me that, so it was on the front of her brain. She comes in and tells me that due to the rise of COVID, probably was looking at maybe some other things that are going on.
but
I
that
don't think
didn't work.
I don't think you do that to middle school kids. I disagree with that, and I think he was out of bounds saying that to those kids. Like I know they're young people, 12, 13 years old. I just wish he had left that alone. But you know what? He's probably heard something, to be honest, and he's just repeating what he's heard. I don't know. I'm only guessing, but um, anyway,
But if
I
wearing a
Well, let
mask
me.
is going to save our children, absolutely, I'm for it.
you know, I just think we got to go back and look at the effectiveness of it. Did it really help? Did it not? And I know
That's
there's
true.
debates all over the. Yeah,
No, it
You
didn't
got a
help.
certain mask, it don't even help. You got to have the right one, certain
Okay.
type.
But there were 5,000 different kinds of masks floating around. You
Yeah.
could buy
How
one
you
at
supposed
any
to know which one's
drugstore,
good?
Walmart, whatever, that was made from anything from a washcloth, or I'm sorry, a wash rag to a dryer sheet and everything else. You had all these different masks. And none of them do any good. That was stupid.
there were people that just put bandanas around their face that hung down.
Yeah.
There was absolutely no coverage really, other
And,
than it totally ineffective. But
I bit into it. I bit
um,
into it. I wore the mask. I'll admit it. I bit into it because at first I was like, well, maybe this makes sense. I don't know. And then I was doing all this other stuff. Then they taught me into going and get this shot. And I did. And then I got COVID.
I think if you got a thing that's made to go over your nose and mouth, and it's got those two filters on each side, that would be the thing that would probably help you the most. That's my opinion.
Now,
Instead,
Jenny, you do
it's
have a
got the
point
mask
there.
and two big balls on each side where the filters are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And who wants to go around wearing that all the time?
No.
nobody.
But if it saved your
No.
life,
But now, Jennifer, you do have Jenny. You've got a point there. The mask did keep us from keeping our hands away out of our face so much.
That's true, and you have to teach yourself not to do that. I mean, you see me
Yeah.
doing it now. I put my hands near my face. It's
all
just one
the
of those
time.
things I do. But I do sanitize my hands a lot. But let me say this. I will say, and I don't want to say what group, but in going doing security at a local box store, which I still do, I will tell you that there were a particular people group that they scared to death.
Mm-hmm.
And to this day, they are still, especially older in that particular people group, are heavily masked. A lot of places they go, they really scared them, and it's really sad. And even when things were fine, they will not go in a store without masking up. I see it every week, and it's not just them, but the numbers are far and above to that one particular demographic that they scared them, and it's really sad. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I'm not a scientist. I don't know the answers to all of it, but it's like what else that we lived through something that there's so many different variables to this thing. It's really hard to get down the exact on everything. I would just say this. I remember sitting in and listening to reports coming from Italy, and of course it was in China and it got to Italy. And what was so bad in Italy is they didn't have the help. They ran out of people to help them. And there were people that were dying in the hallways of hospitals and stuff.
Give me 1 second here.
Go ahead.
Where is Italy?
Italy, whatever.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was confused. You said Italy, and I was like, "Where's that at? Is that
Well,
like in
I'm sorry.
Tennessee or in Alabama?" I'm
No,
sorry, I'm just having some fun.
that's Western Tennessee. The Italian people. We do that with our southern slang. We just combine things up.
I got you. It's like a winter.
But the reports that were coming out were horrible, and a lot of those reports didn't really even make it on the news here. They were healthcare professionals that were dying, and they also were quitting their job because they couldn't. And some of them committed suicide. They couldn't handle the pressure of what was going on, and that really happened throughout Taiwan, China, different places where they put them in confinement for so long. Some of them are just jumping from the rooftops. It's we're going to look back and this is going to be studied for a millennia. It really is. I don't have the like I said, I'm not studied enough on it to know all of it, but there's no doubt that a lot of people died. There's no doubt.
Yes.
It is said, by the way, when I was I did look at Georgia's numbers a lot, and early on, according to reports, down your way was where Georgia's outbreak really occurred, and it was in you call it Albany or Albany. Well, I've heard you say it both ways, big boy. So just go with it. So I heard that there was 2 funerals that occurred, and some people went to both funerals, and the numbers, by the way, early on were worse there than they were in downtown Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
They were worse. They led the state for a while in that area for COVID hospitalizations and deaths. That was down your way, brother.
Rome, Georgia was a hot spot too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I remember people talking about, well, there's a party this weekend, and you're going to go to the party over in Albany, and I know people are like, hey, I got asked to go to a party. We're right in the middle of COVID, and sure enough, everybody that went to the party wound up with COVID, and they didn't stop. Why would they let a deadly illness stop them from doing anything? Don't not stand in the way of a good time. Come on.
I'll just say on this point, the one thing that I think is absolutely horrendous was the people that died without their family being able to be there.
Yes.
I always said, let them sign a waiver or whatever, put all the equipment on they could. But I mean, really, they wouldn't let them in there, and they were holding up Facebook Live and all this stuff. And that's just horrendous. And also in New York, where they drove they kept putting the people in the nursing homes and stuff, and they just sent them to their death. But this is one of those things where there is a lot of people on both sides of this thing, and it's really there's nobody in the center. It's really very controversial, and it pulls people in both directions. I would just say that we definitely went through something, and a lot of people died, and there's different thoughts and reasons of why that happened, and even where it originated at and why. There's still lots of questions we may never have all the answers on, it's going to be studied for a long time. It's going to be studied for a really, really long time. There's no doubt.
I'm still calling it the China flu, and I will die calling it the China flu. I believe that's where it came from.
China.
Yeah.
Wuhan.
They come over from overseas.
Yeah. And
I'll say one thing, China, they washed the streets, they washed the walls, they washed everything, trying to get rid of it. I see videos, they were washing the streets and walls and everything.
I was at work one day during that when somebody was running a skeleton crew, and it might have been around the holidays even, but I remember I was sitting there. There was hardly nobody at the facility, and all of a sudden these guys pull up and they're in full body suits, the biohazard suits, and they've got the spray things and all that. And I'm sitting here with nothing. I mean, I got him to have a mask on, and I called somebody and I'm like, hey, there's a bunch of people that showed up wearing biohazard suits, like there's no part of their body that's exposed. They're spraying something. They said, oh yeah, we contacted them to come and spray all the equipment, just disinfect. I'm like, do I need to leave or something? They're like, no, you're okay. But it does kind of,
where's my suit?
Yeah. If they're wearing it, why ain't I wearing it?
I'd be like Frozo on The Incredibles. Honey, where's my super suit? I need my super suit.
Man. Was you ever afraid to go to the store or something? Did it bother you? Did you think about it?
No.
Did you obey the arrows in the floor 6 feet apart and all that?
Yes, because everybody gave you dirty looks and stuff like that if you didn't follow the arrows the right way. But to be perfectly honest, I didn't really pay that much attention to them. My wife kept me straight on that because I like to go in the out and out the in anyway. I'm a rebel. I'm just saying. If I saw an arrow pointing this way, I'd have to go the wrong way just to prove the point.
Did you wear a mask while you were in your vehicle alone driving down the road?
No.
There are still people that do that.
Yes. There it is. Testimony from my wife.
This is true. Very true.
I'm a rebel.
It don't take much to get us.
Huh?
Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but
you almost said, well, yeah, but you go ahead.
I was just going to agree with you, and I thought, well, I don't know. After Cook sung that heartfelt Barney song to you, I thought I might better back off a little bit. You might be feeling a little funny about that. So
Cook, that was one of the
Robert, we need to come up with a song for Dave, so I can post one for Dave, sing him a song.
Oh Lord,
it's one of two. Either Dude Looks Like a Lady or Rocking Chair by George Jones. Now, I think that would be a good one for you.
No, I'll give you the song.
Rocking Chair by George Jones.
No. I hate that. I gave you the song the other night. You done forgot.
Feliz Navidad. Jenny's got it.
Well, that's one of them. That was one of two. That's one of them. The other one was Key Largo, Bertie Higgins. Oh, I hate that song. But yeah, Feliz Navidad, I don't like. Oh man, that just grates on me. That's worse than Key Largo, I think, man. Oh, they played that thing endlessly.
Cook, Rocket Chair by George Jones. I don't need your rocking chair. Who you calling elderly?
Yeah,
What's he say?
Paul, you better care.
Oh, we lost him. He's back.
He's coming back. He
Okay.
we've had some storms up here, so he's probably going to be in and out. There he is.
But, you know, as much as he fought and argued with that guy about being called elderly, you're going to have to do the rocking chair song. Now, see, I
Rocking
do know
chair.
that one. Huh? Or Key Largo. Key Largo would be a good one. We can do Key Largo. That one's good too. You're muted, Cook.
Hello?
I unmuted you. I fixed
There
it.
he is.
There you
Said
go.
my browser lost connection or something.
Well, we've had some storms up here, so sometimes the connection might be a little funny tonight. I think it was the good Lord making sure he didn't sing nothing I don't like, you know. So he just took him out there for a minute, you know. He said, "Let me spare you, Dave."
All right, let's do a shout out to all these folks that's here with us tonight on X. Oh my goodness, we got X representing. We got Facebook,
Facebook.
YouTube. Y'all come on. That's great. We're glad all y'all are in here with us tonight.
Friday night party on the front porch.
Yeah. If y'all got any questions or any comments you want to make, fire them up. Send them in to us.
I got one. What's y'all's favorite birthday dessert?
Birthday dessert.
I know, Dave.
You do?
Favorite birthday dessert?
Well, go ahead and name it. You said you know it.
What's a
Oh, I know yours,
birthday?
Dave.
What is it?
Coconut cake.
It is coconut cake. That's true. It is. That's a tradition my aunt started back when I was a little kid. She made us all the little nieces and nephews. She was she baked cakes, and I still like. Oh man, I love somebody that really knows how to make a coconut cake. And she made me one every year until she moved away. And by then, me and Lynn had gotten married, and she said, "What do you want on your birthday?" I said, "I want a coconut cake." And so I have continued tradition of coconut cake, even though I don't try to eat too much of it now. Not good for me. On that note, can you eat coconut right out of the can? Because I can. I like it that much. Coconut right out of the can.
No.
I love it. Love it. What cooks? What's yours?
Well, when my grandmother or mother asked me what I wanted to eat for my birthday, I would say meatloaf, mashed potatoes, green beans, cornbread, and chocolate pie.
Man, he didn't even have to think about that, man. He just throwed that out there. I mean, like he whipped that out there like Matt Dillon.
Yeah.
He knows his food, man.
Yes, he does.
I want to say, though, as much as Cook talks about all these foods, he's been working real hard eating good foods and lost some weight and trying to do good. And he's ate stuff that I would have a hard time staying on. I'm telling you, I'm proud of him. He's done a good job.
I lost 70 pounds.
Good job, man. Good job. Good for you,
Thank
man. I
Well,
know
what's
you've
your
worked
dessert?
hard. Yeah,
Yes,
Rob.
Huh?
What's your dessert?
Mine? Well, number one, you're going to have to explain to me what the heck a birthday is, so I know I've got the right thing. Is that like a birthday?
Yes.
What is Robert being tonight? Mr. Pick on how we talk tonight. Have you listened? Have you heard the words he said tonight? We just let those go on by, but yeah, he's going to call us out. What is it? What is this? What do you become?
You know.
Did you become an English teacher all of a sudden tonight on the front porch talking? Because
Just
I'm not
remember,
buying it,
Dave.
dude.
Just remember, Dave. I love you.
Don't start that up.
You love me. We're a happy family.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite birthday thing is surf and turf. Number one, with shrimp and ribeye.
What is that? Surf and turf.
Shrimp and ribeye, seafood and steak.
Yes.
Okay. Ribeye, yeah. Shrimp.
And cherry pie filling. I like cherry pie, but I'd rather just have the filling.
All right.
or a red velvet cake.
Red velvet. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Red
Cream
velvet
cheese
cake.
icing.
Huh?
Cream cheese
Cream cheese
icing.
icing? Of course. There's no
I
other.
just want to make sure you're all right.
I'm all right. So, Cook, you've lost 70 pounds.
Yes, sir. But I gained back 20. I ain't gonna lie.
Well,
But
I
I'm
was
going the other
pushing.
direction now again, so everything's okay.
Yeah, I was
And the
pushing.
good news is I've had a lot of problems, health problems, and I can now that I weigh less than 475 pounds, I can fit on everything that they would have to test me on. So I try
There
to
you go.
lose, no matter if I go crazy or something. I try to stay under the weight where I know I can be fully doctored.
I understand.
Good for you, Cook. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Tire Man here, the speech policeman.
I put it up there for you, there, Michael, Tire Man. I put it up there. You go ahead and get
Yeah.
on your toe. I don't
Well,
care.
we're talking. Here's a guy that says he's going to go down to the Redneck Riviera in short shorts and cowboy boots with
Did
Kirby.
not say short shorts. I said men bikini swim trunks
Oh,
and cowboy boots. Anything else?
whew.
Let's get it right. Come on. Bring it on.
Let's be honest. We butcher the English language on this show, and we don't care. So
Uh,
so don't start all that. Don't put on that hat. Yeah, it
that
is scary. It is scary, Jen. Either way, the short shorts or the whatever you said, the men's bikini. I hope you're not talking about the Olympic bikini.
maybe.
Don't do it, man. Don't do it. That
Well,
they might take.
there's always the old guy. You
Oh,
see him every time you go to the beach that has these things on. I'm old enough to be that guy now.
and I'm saying, don't do it, man. Don't do it.
And when I get out of the water, someone's going to come up. That's some ugly hat, Harry. You know, line out of Jaws with the old guy that did that. What do you mean? Don't do it. Uh,
I don't know.
y'all need some nice lessons. My goodness. Uh,
Oh yeah,
mm.
that's right. Listen to me. Don't do it. Words of wisdom.
Mm.
You know, do you ever see the movie John Candy's Summer Rental?
I don't know if I did or not.
Oh man, classic. You know,
Was that
Cook.
the
You've
one where
seen
they had
that.
the bald-headed bear?
No, that's the Great
Uncle Buck
Outdoors.
of the Great Outdoors. Yeah, him and Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, I'm talking about Summer Rental, where he's the air traffic controller in Atlanta, and he's burned out, and they sent him on a vacation. I love that, but they originally are at the wrong place, and it's a bunch of rich, well-to-do, richy kind of people, and they hate his guts. I mean, with a passion. But he's in the wrong place. They end up in a dump, but he's talking to his neighbors like, you know, hey y'all, how y'all doing? We're just over here with the kids. You know, I'll come over later for cocktails, and they're looking at him like, you know, go away. I just have this opinion that you go down there like that, they're going to be like, who is this and what is it doing here?
Oh, yeah, and you have obviously not been to the same Panama City beach that I have. I promise you.
Yeah, I know, boy. That's something else.
What I may do, just because I can, is get some overalls and make them into cutoffs and wear them down there. Match my boots. What you
Oh
think of
man.
that, Jenny? Overalls. I'll just snap one strap shut. What do you mean, no? It'd cover more up than the men's bikini swim trunks.
All of your options here are there's no winners. I mean, there's no way to justify any of this.
Hmm.
All right. I guess I'll just find me a really loud pair of swim trunks then.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
loud.
Well, you said you was going to go snorkeling, so just stay in the water, you know.
I'm not very nice either. That sounded awfully much like Free Willy to me. Y'all got to be nice.
You know, if you're not careful, you're going to end up on one of those reels, you know, like people do for like uh, bad
No,
dressing at one of the big box stores. Yours is going to be the bad boys edition from the Redneck Riviera. They're the fashion police, you know.
Yeah.
uh, no, I wouldn't have a shirt on with them. No, I'd just be wrong. Uh,
Oh
if you
man,
mess with me too much, I'll get a brand new pair and do that with them. And it'd be like gluing me up. Because, when you get new overhauls, that blew you up pretty good. You better wash them really good the first time before you wear them, or they'll just glue you right up. I can do it. Be like
I used to
sunscreen.
wear overalls all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I was young,
Yes,
chopping wood,
that's right.
chop wood for two houses and for the
Green
winter.
redneck made it good to live in Louisiana.
I, I I don't ever remember you chopping wood, Cook. That must have been before I knowed you. I don't ever remember you
Oh
chopping
yeah,
wood.
I was a teenager, young teenager.
You know how I met Cook? I think I told y'all this. You know how I met Cook?
How'd you meet?
I was at a friend's house down the street, and all of a sudden there's this guy standing out on the road. I think I told you this, but there's a guy standing on the road calling this guy out to fight, and he's scared to go out. He ain't gonna do it. And I'm like, why? Why is he at your house? I mean, who is this guy? That's the first time I met him. I thought, I mean, I'm like, why is he here, man? What'd you do to him? You know, oh, I don't know. He probably got smart with him or something because that's not
Yeah,
Cook's.
Chip liked to say things, and I didn't like it, so he told me to come to his house, so I did.
Standing out on the road, call him out. I can still remember him. Come on, come on.
Roger Strickland said, "Don't go on this property. Stay in the road." I said, "All right, I
You
got you."
did, and he wasn't coming out. He was not coming out.
But we did settle it later.
You
We were
did.
playing football, and my cousin's JJ, and he's little, and I was a little bit of a bully because they were all younger than me and littler, of course. And he was taking up for JJ. So exactly in his front yard is where it come down, actually. And he hit me in the throat, and I swallowed. I just made me swallow. And he thought, yeah, yeah. And I jacked the left right to his face. That was my fake. And here comes the right. Bam! And I blacked his eye. I blacked his eye. He spun around and he said, "You heard the rest of this." I said, "Well, okay." But anyway, I shouldn't have done that. I
you
really
know,
shouldn't have.
kids are funny. Little boys, especially when they fight. The one that gets hit in the face, that's had enough right then, and he starts walking away, and he's hollering back over his shoulder like, "You just wait. This ain't over.
Oh,
I'll
yeah.
be back.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
leaving, but I'll be
you
back.
wait. 2 weeks from next Thursday, I'll be here."
Or they go call their daddy.
But we
They don't.
become, friends after that. I went
We
to his
were.
house, and
Yeah,
me and Dave had a lot of times there watching football and
We did.
just being buddies.
Just
I
being
had a
buddies.
friend of
A lot
mine
of great times.
way back years ago when I lived in Albany. I had a friend of mine, and his name was Richard. And I liked Richard, and he liked me, but somehow it just seemed like almost once a week we'd wind up in a fight over something. And finally, they quit paddling us for it because it was just like nature for us, and we were still friends. We'd hug each other's neck, but for some reason, every week we'd wind up in a fight. And they were like, "Well, why?" It's because we like each other.
This is an observation, and I've heard this before. I will see what you think about it. Is that guys can fight, and then like 10 minutes later they can be buddies. But if
Absolutely.
two girls get in a fight, it's on for a while, right? I mean, the hate
Absolutely.
is real. Y'all agree
Look,
with
Oh
that?
yeah.
yes.
I know you're not speaking as experts for the female persuasion, but I've always thought that was probably true. That because I've had those same kind of things. I mean, we get in a little spat on the football field, and within 10 or 15 minutes, we're all, "Hey man, you're my bro. We're okay, man. Sorry,
That
man."
you just touched on one of the biggest differences between men and women. And I've heard women actually comment on this very topic. When men fight, it's all about ego and pride and stuff like that. That's what it's about. When it comes right down to it, it's all about pride and ego. Women don't fight for that reason. All right. So when we get in a fight with another guy, we fight it out, it's over, it's done. Boom. Women fight because they're mad. And they don't care how bad they hurt you or they hurt each other. They're just going, well, what they got to do to win, they're in there not to prove a point, nothing like that. That's it. They're going to steamroll the heck out of whoever they're fighting. All right?
Yeah, girls do stick together.
And they're going to pull hair. They're going to bite, scratch, crawl. They don't care. It's about to hurt somebody.
Well, I'll tell you though. Also, along with that, if I'm gonna get in trouble here, I'm headed down the wrong road.
Oh no.
Sometimes the girls will get in a spat, and the guys get into it to have honor. They get into it, and then and then it can get really ugly. I mean, really ugly from there, and you kind of lose. It can really get bad. I'll just say it that way.
Okay. This is the time.
Men have actually been hurt trying to stop women.
You ain't joking. This
Yeah.
is the time where a real man recognizes that the situation is beyond his control. And there comes a point in time where they just have to be a spectator. If it's women fighting women, it's time to be a spectator. Do not get involved.
I'll just let them
Right?
go at it, and if a man thinks he's going to butt
If it's a
in, then I'll
man,
take
if it's
care
a
of
man
that.
on woman, go ahead, get involved. But if it's woman on woman, you going into a dangerous
Oh yeah.
dangerous situation here. I mean, there's no telling. You're going to have both of them on you.
Hey, I was walking into the festival that we had. I
Right.
think I don't think they have it anymore. It's modified, but the River Bend Festival. It was just many years ago. I'm walking in. I'm walking right behind a guy who has a huge knife on his side. Now they're not going to let this guy come through the gate with a Crocodile Dundee type knife strapped to his belt. So I'm walking him and his girl. They look like they'd already had a few anyway. He's walking with a little swagger, I mean, you could just tell the kind of guy you're dealing with. And I told my wife, I said, this guy's going down as soon as he goes through the gate. I mean, so they have a police tent right there. Sure enough, he comes to that gate. He shows his band or pays his money, whatever it was. So the police, they see that knife. They come right out, and they don't even ask questions. They just take him down. They're taking him down, and they're just gonna arrest him. And his girlfriend makes the bad mistake of jumping on the policeman's back. And I will never forget this as long as I live. The police officer took his fist and he hit backwards like this, and he hit her right in the nose. She fell backwards on the ground and blood went everywhere. And while he's still cuffing this guy, he said, "Arrest her too." And they both went to jail. Now,
Yeah.
my wife said, "I ain't never seen nothing like that in my life." I said, "Well, a lot of mistakes there. I mean, you can't walk into a place like that with a knife like that, and you can't jump on a policeman's back. Their concert was very short.
Mm-mm-mm.
But there's things today that bother me is these fights that go on. I mean, I hate fighting anyway, but where you'll see men involved with women and other men just standing around and watch a woman get beat down.
No.
What's up with that? Ain't guys supposed to engage? I mean, that's
Yeah.
what you do. If there ain't no police there, you got to stop it. You can't allow the woman to be beat down. But
It's
that's
not what guys do.
they're too busy filming.
It's not what guys do. Guys do not engage in a situation like that, but men do. You got to differentiate between guys and men. Okay. And there's a difference between the average Joe and a man. Okay. There is. And I believe that's part of what's wrong today is nobody wants to recognize what that is. If there is a man that gets involved, then he's accused of toxic masculinity or whatever. Well, let me, as a man, mansplain this.
Explain.
Okay. Men like to protect the people and things that they care about. If a man, its wife, is being beat down, or he sees his daughter being beat down, or if he sees somebody that reminds him of either of those two or three people, he's going to step in because he cares. He gives a crap about what's going on around him. He doesn't want to see this happen. So he steps in. And forgive me for mansplaining that, but that's what it is. We care. And if it's wrong to care, then what's the point?
I just want to know if were you mansplaining to the men in the crowd or to the women? I just you weren't clear on that.
To both of them. I'm mansplaining to everybody.
All the above.
All the above.
Amen.
I don't know if I like
amen on that. I mean, come on.
I agree with you, but I don't know if I like your terminology there. You use the phrase "honest Joe" or "honest." I thought all those were okay. I thought you talk when you're talking about these people do this. I thought you were talking about a punk or just trash. I thought an average Joe's okay guy. I mean, he's just.
Well, you would think so, but here's the thing: what is average Joe now? What an average Joe that we grew up with? Let's face it, we're old now. Our average Joes were a different character, different content.
Well, I agree, but I'm not old. I'm elderly.
I'm sorry, elderly thing.
You're the AA.
Not that old. Y'all.
I'm senior.
Really?
I'm senior. So where are you at, Cook?
He's a little younger than me.
I'm 57.
Yeah, he's 2 years.
So
2 years younger than me.
Both y'all older than I am.
Yeah, we know. We can tell. Just kidding.
Wait a minute. You don't have no gray in your beard. What the heck is up with that? How can you be? Okay. Let's compare.
Oh yeah, you definitely got it.
Dave's mustache is white. My goatee is white, but you ain't got none. What's up with that?
I've just been pretty all my life.
He gets on TikTok, sings songs, man. He don't have any stress.
Okay. I bet you a silverback.
I don't have much stress, but things have changed in my life, and I do have a lot more responsibility. Probably,
I bet.
The first time in my life, actually.
Well, when you come down here to Nightline, don't you go
football and playing for a lot of years, and now it's time to stop playing and start praying.
There you go.
Hey, Rob, we're going to run a quick commercial here, all right? Just real quick.
Okay.
We'll be right back, folks.
Hi, this is Roy Cook. A friend of mine, Dave Cordell, asked me to do a song for Robert Blevins. He's in the Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation, and it's the Barney song. So I'm going to do the Barney song. I love you, you love me. We're a happy family with a great big hug and a kiss from me to you. Won't you say I love you too? Well, there you go, Dave. The Barney song. For you and Robert. It is for Robert Blevins on the Southern Fried Podcast, Cornbread Nation. There you go, Robert. Have a great day, bro.
I love it, man. I love it. Robert's taking a break. I think he had to run and compose himself. He's so moved by that song. Just a quick commercial there. Good job, Cook. I love it. I love it. He's been serenaded a lot this week with the Barney song. He's back.
I'm sorry. I thought we was talking about a real commercial.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, that ain't a commercial. Well, it kind of is, really. I tried to make it like that.
Well, you did.
Huh?
It
I
is
was
like a commercial.
promoting the Southern Fried Podcast.
I appreciate that. Jenny's still in there laughing about that.
Oh man, you never know what you're gonna get on the front porch, man.
That's right.
Oh,
Y'all
yeah.
banned
Tell her I
y'all
like
Lincoln
it. The way
deliverance.
she drinks the chocolate milk.
Huh?
The way she drinks the chocolate milk like it's moonshine.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
I
well,
like that.
we got she got hundreds of views on that thing, man. I mean, it's
Yeah.
still out there. It's still
Yeah.
on Facebook.
And the tractor.
Hundreds, and the tractor. Yeah, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
that would that seems
My
like
cousin
eons
called
ago.
me and she said that he was showing you a deer. A John Deere.
That's the green deer. That was the
Yeah.
very first post we had on here.
Yeah, that's a good one. You did
Yeah,
good though.
we were trying to figure
I
out
mean,
what
when
this.
I first seen that, I would thought he was
What?
serious. He was looking at the grass, and I didn't see nothing but grass. I said, he's really trying to sneak up on the deer.
Oh, he got me. I fell for it, hook, line, and
I
sinker.
did too. I was so
Well, he was doing those morning walks back then, giving us those good pictures and everything, and then he was showing us the bobcats and stuff. So he hooked me, man. Like he hooked Earl. I was hooked in there, man.
It's
All
like
just trying to figure that out.
got the green deer in South Georgia, and we walked around. What? It took me 10 minutes, or I don't remember how long it took me to tell it. But finally, I found him, and it was a John Deere tractor, big old
yeah,
green deer.
That's when we
that
were
was
trying to
good.
figure out what our programming was going to look like, and we had it. Believe it or not, we had back then that we would probably have like 3 shows a week or something.
Oh my gosh!
We blowed that up.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh! Man, minimum of 15 shows a week.
Minimum. Yeah, we're sometimes over 20,
Yeah.
counting all the short ones and everything. So, but we're having fun. It's
Oh yeah,
great.
we're having a ball. But yeah,
By the way, did you see who joined the? I think it was today, the Cornbread Nation. You need to look
you
at the
been
new
talking-
updated list, man. You need to
okay.
look. One of our friends down that way joined the Cornbread Nation, man. You need to check that out.
Who was it?
We got some new folks in there. You need to look at the latest people that joined. We've had it's grown quite a bit in the last week.
Yes, it has. It's growing in leaps and bounds. Yeah, we're glad to see it.
I think if I saw it right, Mr. Jason's in there.
Oh,
Thanks for promoting the podcast while you're doing this serenading cook. I mean, like I said, you hit all the points, man. I mean, like that was like you were like a DJ, man. Like you were all rolled into one. The entertainer, the general manager of the station. I mean, the DJ, all that, because you nailed it, man. That's not that easy to do, man. But you had it laid out there, man. I'm proud of you. That was pretty
yeah.
cool.
Hey, Sugar Britches is in there.
Yeah, that's right. I saw that too. Yeah.
Anytime we can make Robert laugh, that's a good thing.
It is a
Oh,
good thing. Well, it was just over a year ago. He was laying flat on his back.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
The widow. He had the potential for a widowmaker, man.
Well, it was 100% blocked.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Blood clot.
Huh?
What
The
was it?
widowmaker, the artery that's called the widowmaker, it was 100% blocked, and I had 2 other arteries that were 90%. So yeah.
Yeah, I
we
had blood clots. I was real bad. I probably shouldn't have made it a couple of times, but the good Lord seemed fit for me to be here.
Yes. But my heart got weakened up apparently, and I laid there for 3 days with a balloon up my leg, with them trying to force enough blood up into my heart to get it strong enough.
Oh,
And
Lord.
then I finally had surgery and got through it. And moving right
Glad to
on.
hear it, Robert.
Me too. A lot of it's on my wife too, because I had just been to the emergency room a few days before. Had an accident and I hit my head. I want to make sure I didn't knock anything any looser than what it already is. And that night I was having some chest pain and I got nauseous and came out of the bathroom and she was dressed. I said, "Why are you dressed?" She said, "We're going to the emergency room." I said, "No, I just went to the emergency room a couple of days ago. You go back up there." I said, "We're going to the emergency room." So you don't argue with your wife on that because, especially my wife, who is a volunteer fireman, and she was a fireman up in Ottawa, and, she knows how to pick my fat honey up and carry me where she wants me to go. So I decided I'd just go ahead and walk. But we got to the, and how many times do you reckon doctors in emergency rooms have to deal with people coming in with chest pain? Quite often.
Oh, yeah.
And so they see it and they're automatically skeptical because I'm me. I'm joking and cutting up. Yeah, I ain't got enough sense to realize, okay, you're hurting. Need to act like you're hurting. I don't have that kind of sense. So I go in and she says, and they start running this EKG and they're all like, yeah, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Then the doctor comes by and looks at it and she stops and pauses. She goes over to me. She says, "Mr. Blevins?" I said, "Yeah." "You're having some issues." I said, "Okay." She says, "You're going to Dothan." So we had an hour ambulance ride over to Dothan, but they put me back together real well. And I sure am proud of them over there. Those people are great. So, I mean, we're just going to love them. And they put me back together good.
Good. Beautiful.
And I am glad
Awesome.
to be here.
Awesome.
So, I'll quit harping on it. No, I won't. I'm glad to be here.
Amen.
I'm looking. I don't see him yet.
Well, I thought I saw him. Maybe I didn't. I saw him on something, but I thought I saw him.
Well, he may have joined on the other one.
Maybe.
I'm seeing a bunch of people on here.
Yeah, it has grown some. Folks, if you're listening, go to Facebook and look up the Cornbread Nation and join. Be a breadhead.
Yeah. Hey, there's one we need to get on here too when we start talking football. We're going to get Mr. Pritchett on here.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
a Tennessee fan. We could have me and you for Georgia, Cook for Alabama. We have Mr. Pritchett for Tennessee. We have what can I say Heather's husband's name?
Frank.
We have Frank up there for
Miami.
Yeah. I bet we could yeah. I don't know. Can we? I don't know if we could take that. I'm sure we can. It's Miami.
We can.
Okay.
I mean, it's Miami. They don't win, man. It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, they don't win.
Like FSU.
I like
FSU.
FSU.
Would win a game. Huh?
Yeah. I don't like FSU.
Do you? The only reason why I like it was the Bobby and Bert show. That used to be real big down here.
Oh, yeah. It won't be long, man. I mean, football is just around the corner.
Oh, yeah.
We're almost there.
Y'all didn't believe me, but y'all will be believers by the end of the year. Georgia is going straight through undefeated.
I'm not saying they can't do it. That's a hard schedule, man.
It is a hard schedule.
It's easy to see by at least one. I mean, that's
hope
tough.
they do.
Well, I do too.
I'm an Alabama fan, but I hope Georgia goes all the way.
You do? You realize they play Alabama?
I love Georgia. I just love Alabama better.
You realize they do play Alabama?
Yeah, I know that. They can't beat us.
So are you going to be rooting for Georgia or Alabama in that game?
Alabama.
So he's not.
Georgia goes all the way.
Yeah, I know, but I'm going to be rooting for Alabama, but I believe Georgia will go all the way.
I got you.
What I'm saying is, you're going to be pulling for Alabama to beat Georgia, but when Georgia beats them, you're going to swap horses and root for Georgia the rest of the year.
Nope. Only when they play Tennessee. Anybody that plays Tennessee, I like. Beat Tennessee.
Who's the college player that you couldn't stand? You couldn't stand him.
Who was that blooming Daniels? The quarterback for Georgia. Wasn't that his last name? Daniels? JD Daniels or whatever?
Yeah, Daniels, yeah.
Yeah, I did not like him.
You didn't like him?
I did not like him, not one little bit.
Okay.
I did not. I did like Bennett, and I was glad when
Nobody
Bennett
that I really disliked.
Now, I'm just being honest. I didn't like him.
Right.
I didn't like his whole little attitude. Which one did you not like?
Are you saying for my team, or I was just talking about in general for any
I was
team?
talking about in general too.
So you picked Daniels over anybody else?
Actually, I'll tell you the ones that I really, and this is a group, to the FSU players who last year signed up to play a full season of football to get your scholarships and your money and your NIL stuff and all that kind of stuff, and then laid out of the last game, and the fans that pulled for you all year long, you showed up with a half a team to play Georgia Bulldogs and cheated both fan bases out of the game that should have been played. So, yeah, strong dislike.
I didn't care for Jameis Winston in college. I didn't care for them. I just didn't. Just didn't care for him.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe you don't agree with me on that. I know that it could have ruined their seasons in the NFL, but you know what? They signed up to play a full season. They agreed to play a full season, and they shorted 2 fan bases by not showing up for the ball game.
I got no problem with that. I didn't disagree with you.
Yeah, I know. I was just, maybe I shouldn't be upset about it because, it could mess up our NFL career if we get hurt in that game.
It's all a different story now, man. I mean, everything's changed.
Yeah.
They're in elementary school now thinking about their NFL pro contract, man. I mean, it's crazy.
And everybody wonders why Nick Saban retired.
Yeah, he didn't care for the changes.
No. And you called that early last year too. You called that way before it happened.
I had some Alabama fans get mad at me because I said that he was gonna leave, and it was not because I really thought he would leave the year before, but he was chasing. He wanted to break that record with Bear, and I told some Bama fans. Of course, they always think you're just cracking on their team, and I don't know what I'm talking about. He would never step down, and he'll play till he's dead. I said, no, man, I'm telling you, this guy has been dropping hints all over the place. He doesn't like this deal. And it's getting worse, and he can't change it and stop it. And he said, you know what? I'm done with it. I'm done. And it shocked him, but it shouldn't have.
No, it really shouldn't have. I mean, because, he's old. He's got grandkids, and he don't like what's going on in the whole football world. Why wouldn't he step down? How much more of a name did he need to make for himself?
And I'm gonna make another prediction.
Yeah.
Kirby Smart will not coach as long because of that. He will coach a long time. I don't see Kirby coaching as long as to the age that Saban is. I think he'll get out.
Well,
he loves what he's doing, but he's already dropping hits too about things he don't like. He's committed right now because he's got the team, and nobody's stepping away right now. It'll take a few years, but I don't think coaches will go as long. The money is so good now, and there's opportunities after the game to get into broadcasting or whatever. I just don't think – I could be wrong. I just think he will not coach as long or coaches like him because it's going to get more – it's getting more and more difficult, and they're just getting tired of it.
Well, I'm going to throw this out there. With this expanded playoff system, I think Kirby won't coach as long as Nick Saban. Because he'll beat Nick Saban in less time than it took Nick Saban to do it.
Maybe. There's always that possibility.
Georgia being run for a while now, I could be wrong. But I think Georgia's going to be in the running with this expanded system for a while. They have built up a dynasty football team.
Should
Nick
be.
Saban taught him how to do it. I'll give credit where credit's due. And Kirby Smart
It's a
has
very real
repeated it
possibility.
in Georgia. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to be in the hunt for a while. I mean,
2 more years.
Two.
Cruton's going, boy, you've lost your mind. What the? We're going to be in the hunt for the next 5 to 10 years.
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir.
No? You don't think so?
Not that long.
Dave, what do you think?
As long as we can still get replace the quarterback, there could be a hiccup year there if something was to fall through, injuries or whatever, that can happen. But as overall, I think they're set up for the long haul. Disagree with Cook on this one. I think they're in it for as long as they can maintain what they're doing for 5 to 10 years. Should be able to.
Yeah,
should be able to.
I'm talking about having a shot to go undefeated every year.
Well, I don't. No. I don't mean undefeated, but with the expanded playoff, they should be in the hunt for the playoff spot every year.
Oh, okay, yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking about dominating. I'm thinking 2 more years.
Yeah, probably, maybe 1 year. I mean, dominating because they got a quarterback that I don't know how good he is. I mean, he seems to be really good, and they got another guy coming, but Beck is leaving. He has to leave, and so there's going to be a change there. And anytime you have that change, it could be really good, or it could be okay, or it could struggle, or there's a lot that can happen there. But this year they're a powerhouse. There's no doubt. I mean, they should be in every game.
They're picked to win it.
They are. They're going to be ranked number 1. I don't really like that because I
hate that.
The press really plays up on that rather than be 2 or 3. Because at this point, the number doesn't matter. It's just really kind of stupid. I don't think anybody should be ranked the first 3 weeks, my opinion. I don't think there should be a ranking. Start playing some games.
I kind of like being ranked number 1 because we was ranked number 1 for a long time, and then Georgia took it over. So I enjoyed it.
Well,
yes, we know that, Cook, and we are glad that it's over because we got sick of hearing about it.
Yeah, I know it.
Well, yeah.
Well, by the way, sorry, Cook, cover your ears if you have to. Robert, I'm just going to say this, and for any Alabama fan out there that gets offended at this, I'm just going to say it. We don't care about your 17 championships. That I get so sick of them throwing that out. Like that's like saying when I was 5 I could wear a size whatever pants. I don't care. It's nice that you have that, but that has nothing to do with now. And whenever they get backed into a wall, they always throw that, well, how many championships you got and how many do we got? It don't matter. It don't matter. By the way, Yale has more than y'all, and y'all want to bash on them for how long ago it was. Living in the past, y'all do the same thing. By the way, Rob, you forgot. You forgot. It reminded me of it, kind of getting on my Alabama rant here, which I told you I was going to be nice. You said you was going to talk about scary things going on in Alabama tonight. You did say that this morning.
Well, you got off chasing a rabbit. There's a lot of scary stuff goes on in Alabama. I mean, you want to start? You want to start now? That's fine.
Well, it's probably too late to start now, but we need to pick that up this next week because I'm interested in what you have to say about. Because you even mentioned songs that would be playing as you went into these scary places like Dothan, which is a place that you go to. I'm calling you out. You go to Dothan.
What?
You should be ashamed. Alabama saved your life.
Be ashamed. I love Alabama. It's just scary.
Yeah.
It's a scary place. It's scary. I mean, you go there and you go back in time. Literally. You go cross over into Alabama from Georgia, you go back in time 1 hour.
That's right.
They're always so your whole thing about them living in the past, they're always going to live in the past when they're dealing with Georgia fans because they're an hour behind us. They can't help it, Dave. They can't wrap their little Alabama inbred brains around that.
Oh man, you shouldn't have went there.
What?
I,
No,
I told you he's going to be off the chain tonight.
What? I love you people from Alabama. You know how us Southerners are. We all get accused of that. I'm just, I just embrace it for all of us. Don't you worry about it none. I know your
So,
family tree forks eventually.
so if you go all the way through the state of Alabama and you come to the state line there at Mississippi, what's your feelings about that crossing into Mississippi?
Going downhill. The further away from Georgia you get, the further away from heaven you get, and the worse it gets. Don't even get me going on Louisiana.
Well, that was going to be my next question.
Oh my goodness! The only thing they got going for them is Mardi Gras. That's
you said you like gumbo.
I do like gumbo. We make gumbo right here in Georgia.
Oh man!
Any more questions? We make Brunswick stew here too.
Well, we do have Brunswick as a city, So
Yeah, we do, and we also have. And I can prove to you that Georgia is the best state of all.
All right, go for it.
We have a county called Butts. We have Butts County, and it's spelled like a posterior. And then we have the city of Climax, but they are not. It's not located in Butts, and I always thought that was kind of wrong because it should have been located in Butts.
Robert.
We do have a city.
Shame.
Do we not? Do we not?
Shame, Robert.
Well, there ain't no shame. That's the name of this town.
There he's cracking on Georgia now. Off the chain.
Now, I'm not cracking on Georgia. I'm just proving Georgia's the best state.
But you didn't list anything about it that makes it great.
Yeah, the towns to start with. You can travel far enough north in Georgia to get away from the gnats.
Amen.
Okay. We have the most diverse country probably anywhere in the United States, from mountains to oceans to coastal plains to swamps. I mean, come on. We got it all right here in Georgia. We don't have to go no place to see all that.
And you got a monkey farm.
Not yet. And you know what else? Yeah, I take that back. We do have a monkey farm. We call it Alabama.
Oh boy, it's getting rough. It's getting rough on the front porch. We may have to end the show.
My brother Earl, I see. It's kind of like Marines and sailors giving each other a hard time. And that's the way I feel like Georgia and Alabama are. Alabama ought to be giving Georgia just as hard a time as we give them. We've earned it. Good heavens knows. And this is a friendly thing. This isn't something that is heartfelt. I'm being joking. I'm having fun with it. And I fully expect that I will get it back from Brother Hester as time goes on. Don't worry. It will happen. Cook, you're more than welcome to jump on me too. I know you don't live in Alabama, but you are an Alabama fan. But you don't live in Alabama. You live in Georgia.
Georgia. I love Georgia.
Sing it. Come on. You can't do it like Ray Charles. Close your eyes. You can.
I'm okay. I don't want to sing right now.
So, Dave, why are you so up for taking up for Alabama?
Well, because all of the South should be sticking together.
Yeah,
we do.
I love the whole United States, but here in the South, and what's really what we promote here is Southern heritage, talking, mannerisms. Mama said all that, and we promote the South. It's not just Georgia.
Yeah,
and it's not just Georgia football. See, we have to have that distinction.
Y'all can support Tennessee. I'm kind of out on that one.
You mean? Are you talking about the state or the football team?
Both.
He just torpedoed you.
I try.
You
I
try.
try.
But look, yes,
Don't
we
be
pick on
honest.
states. We pick on states. We're gonna do it. We can't
Oh,
help it.
yeah.
We can't help it. And they go pick on us too. You
Hey,
think all the
we can
states
throw
up
a rock
up
and hit
north?
Tennessee, me and Dave could.
I just want to make the point that the cornbread nation is not just a Georgia thing. It's from wherever you
not.
are.
Absolutely. You're
You
right,
you
It is
could
Dave.
a-
That is
it
absolutely
is
you
a-
could
right.
be in
Southern?
Britain tonight, and you are if you
Absolutely.
identify you are a part of the cornbread nation. You're a breadhead.
Absolutely.
That's right. You're
So
right.
Was it
so
South Britain?
there's a big distinction to be made between rooting for your football team and all that trash talk and
Yeah.
just the love of the South. I have a love of the South. I love
Absolutely.
a love of the United States of America. I love people all over. And
Dave, what's the
the
word?
Southern Fried Podcast is not a podcast just because we live in Georgia, just about Georgia. It's not.
I agree.
We are for all people.
Yes.
If
Absolutely.
they're willing to cross over and be a cornbread nation breadhead,
Yeah.
even if they live in Yankee land, they can definitely be that. They identify with the
Absolutely.
same morals and platform and our pillars of the cornbread nation. Remember what they are: their faith, their family, their friends, their freedom, the foods we like, having
Yeah.
fun.
Country
Those are
cooking.
those are the pillars of the cornbread nation. So that pillar doesn't stop at the state line of Georgia. So
Oh, you're exactly right.
I love
You're
all
right.
my friends in Alabama.
So we can't pick on them anymore then.
I
Is
didn't
that what
say
you're
that.
saying? Oh
I didn't
Oh,
say
yeah.
yeah.
that.
He's just
Oh
making
yeah,
a point.
because that's not gonna that fun part of the pillar don't extend past the state line.
I don't ever hear you taking up for them. It's all what you're always bashing them. See, I've got to take up for my brothers and sisters over there.
Oh, okay.
Amen, Dave.
You've been using some strong terminology. See, I got to rein you back in, man. I got to reel you back
Okay.
in, man.
Well, all right. Let's shift over to the other side of the state. Let's talk
All
about
right,
the South Carolina people for a while.
love them, all of them.
We go Carolina.
There you go.
Don't carry too far away.
I love South
song.
Carolina. I've traveled throughout the state. Beautiful people, beautiful place.
Yes.
North Carolina, up in North Carolina, like my friends in North Carolina, Virginia, the Shenandoah Valley.
Virginia.
Are you trying to do the accents as you go?
The cornbread nation extends into all lands.
Okay.
Amen.
All right. But I'm going to tell you,
Cornbread nation strong.
if Alabama didn't want to be picked on, they wouldn't make it so dead blain easy. You have to admit they make it easy. Just like Georgia people make it easy for everybody else in the country to make fun of them. I mean, because, look at we got Georgia peaches. Oh, you got that Georgia accent. That's right. We got that Georgia accent down here.
Who's the they? You said they. Who's the they? You're saying everybody.
Everybody else in the South will pick on Georgia too. They do.
I didn't say they don't.
Yeah. Well, when us Georgia boys still fire back, then you want to jump back in on. Wait a minute. I know what it is. I know what it is. This is the Northern Illinois coming out in you.
No.
Oh my goodness.
No.
That was funny.
I'm saying if somebody on X or Rumble or Facebook or YouTube drops in from Alabama, I'm saying you are welcome here, a part of the Cornbread Nation.
Absolutely.
We are proud to have you. And shame on Robert for the things he said about the family tree.
Ooh, wait a minute.
We love it. We love them all. We love everybody, and they're welcome in here. And we might kid and joke around, but we love you, and come on in.
Absolutely. Amen.
Dish it out. But Robert more than welcomes you to dish it back on him. He could take it. You're not going to hurt my feelings. In fact, part of the reason why Robert dishes it out so much is he wants to hear the comments coming back. Because he thinks those are just as funny as what he dishes out. Or funnier. This is part of the fun. Come on. You know me better than that. A lot of times I say stuff to people just to see what they'll say back.
Right.
That's the greatest part of it. Don't get on me.
Hey, you made me laugh. That's laughter is wonderful.
Right. You just keep that Northern Illinois stuff in your back pocket.
We love our cornbread nation, Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But
I
you
like.
can't tell me, number one, we don't sound
There's a
alike.
little bit of cornbread in every nation.
You darn
That's
skippy.
it. That's it.
That's right. But you know good and well, Northerners make fun of the way we talk.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I ain't got no idea. Hey, you know what you call a blind deer?
A blind deer?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No idea.
No idea.
That was bad.
Yeah, I didn't. That wasn't great.
That's
You made
bad.
me laugh like crazy
No.
just a minute ago. That kind of dampened it.
Hey, you know what you call a blind green deer?
No.
A no-eye John deer.
A no-eyed John Deere. Okay. That's a little bit better.
He's falling down. He must be ready for Betty Bye. He's getting
He
weak here
must
at
be
the end.
getting there.
Look,
He's getting tired.
Well, he was hitting on all cylinders and he just had a flat or
I
something.
know. Yeah, he had a blowout. He's off on the side of the
Don't
road.
take it too bad for picking on other states and stuff, and I wasn't meaning it personal. Now you've hurt my feeling. I'm probably gonna cry.
Don't let Dave hurt your feelings. We're all love each other and we're all good. And here we go. I
You
know.
really think he hurt my feeling? He couldn't hurt my feeling. Did he tell
I
you
know,
about
I'm
the
kidding.
text? Did he tell you about the text? Oh. Him and Chris was sick one night, and I had to come on here and do the show by myself.
Oh,
And so I did it, and I ain't scared. And it was a mama said, if I
He did a good
remember.
job.
Yeah. And then, so I sent him a text. I said, when he was talking about how he was feeling bad, he was sorry, couldn't be on the show. I said, don't worry about it. I said, so I think it went all right. I hope I did okay. Did you think it did all right? And his response was, it was bad, but I press on.
I was talking about how sick I was. It was bad.
I read that.
pressed on.
And then, so I replied back, we all just do the best we can, and let it go. Then I got to thinking about it. I said, he's talking about being sick. I got to, this is hilarious. He's going to love this. So I sent it back to him. We had it up here on the podcast and everything. We was dying laughing about it. And I said, that could have been taken. He's like,
By the way, we're going to have to put out the all points bulletin for Chris, man. We haven't seen him in a while. He's been in the bear cave or something.
Do you think I've given him a complex by calling him my ugly brother-in-law?
He said he was out. He said he'd be coming in late home, so he was hoping he could get up here, but we're just gonna have to get him back on there. He's back in the laboratory. He's a scientist doing all this crazy stuff that we just love.
We keep him locked up.
Hey, when y'all gonna do a update on the gentleman that had a history of being, in
next month?
Next month.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah.
September.
Good, good.
We haven't forgot, and he hasn't forgot.
No, sir. We're gonna have him
back
on
here. That was very good. I really, that's real good. That can help people.
Yeah, he's still doing great. He's still working, plugging along.
Good.
And I'm gonna get back in touch with Jason. Give us a getting around toward picking time on the farm here. See if we get some pictures of get some video of some cotton harvesting and cotton picking, and get some peanut digging.
Peanuts.
Oh,
I'm a fan. My wife just brought me some peanuts.
Yeah, you ever been raccoon hunting, Robert, or anybody?
Maybe once or twice. My uncle I got an uncle that was real big on coon hunting.
I enjoyed it. I didn't shoot anything. I didn't want to shoot nothing, but that nobody shot anything. We just had flashlights and we walk up on them in the tree, and that's you can shoot them, but I don't shoot. I don't shoot. But anyway, it was fun to
You didn't go
walk
with coon
through the
dogs?
woods and huh?
You didn't go with dogs?
No, no. I think
Well,
they
how in the
had
world
dogs,
did
but
you
they were
find them?
way far away, and you could hear them hollering.
Are you talking about the people he went with or actual dogs? I mean,
Actual dogs. Coon
Actual
dogs.
dogs.
Coon dogs. You ain't never heard of a coon dog?
I
Oh
have.
yeah, absolutely. He has.
There's no rule that you have to take one though.
There's no
Oh
rule. If
no.
you want to
All we
shoot
had
one,
was
you
a
might want.
flashlight.
If you
It
want
was
to get a
cool.
coon, you might want to take a coon dog. You know, they wasn't no law said I'd take a dog squirrel hunting with me either. But if he'd run around to the other side of the tree, that squirrel would come around to me.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
I have never hunted a day in my life.
Never.
Me either. But I can tell you,
No.
some of those dogs, they are so smart. They are really smart.
Yes, they are.
Amen
That's
there,
a beautiful thing.
Jennifer.
I'm gonna tell you something. A good bird dog working. Oh my goodness. Sounds like snipe hunting. Oh, don't worry, baby. We'll go hunt them snipes here in a little while. Let's see.
No, I never have. I never have hunted. I fished. I never have hunted. I had a lot of family who did. I just never. My dad was not a hunter. He supported it, but I just never. I never did it. Never. A lot of friends, a lot of family. I fully support all the hunting. We need to have hunting. But Cook's falling apart over there.
Woo! Sorry
But
about that.
no, it's all right. Never hunted though, but did a lot of fishing.
All right. I have hunted. I have fished. I have done. I growing up here. This is paradise to me as far as a kid that likes the outdoors. I have one of the best upbringings ever. I mean, I had the biggest playground in the world. I had the whole creek in the woods here. Go up and down. Uh, I got to respond to this.
All right.
Um, but I had the best playground in the world. I could hunt, I could fish.
Hunting, fishing, loving
Yeah,
every day.
you know, uh, we could when they plowed the fields up and dished them up, we could go out and look for arrowheads. Uh, we had everything going on. We worked hard, we played hard. You know, it was great.
Didn't you say
You know,
you got peanut farms there?
oh yeah, oh yeah,
Hmm.
and cotton fields and corn fields.
I need
Plus,
about a 50-pound bag of peanuts.
well, I know where you can get one. You want green
Yeah.
peanuts or dried peanuts?
Huh?
You want green ones or dry ones?
Dry.
What in the world do you want with 50 pounds of dry peanuts?
Well, you can bake them in the oven or just eat them out of the shell.
Well, you know what? Yeah, better if they boil. You might want to get some green ones.
Or you can put them in your RC cola.
Yeah.
No, you got to have a glass.
Roasted. I love roasted peanuts.
Yes. The Piggly Wiggly has them. Jeannie's right. We seen them up there tonight.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
Well, we don't. Where's the Piggly Wiggly at around here, Dave?
Well, there was one in Decatur, Tennessee, but I think it closed down. I really don't know.
Down here, we call it the pig.
The
What
pig.
happens at the pig stays at the pig. Either that or the hoggly woggly.
I haven't been to a Piggly Wiggly, well, except for Decatur, in years and years and years. But I think I heard they closed that one down up there. I'm not sure. Yeah, there's a lot of stores that are no more, and there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
There's a lot of businesses closing right now. Really sad.
Yeah, it is.
It really, really is, and I'm scared of it.
The economy's a mess.
Situation.
Um, it's a tough year, election season.
It
Presidential
only
election.
Speaking
uh,
of peanuts, peanut butter is high.
About everything's went up.
Outrageous. I mean, $7 for a thing of peanut
no.
butter. Come on.
A jar?
How much?
Yeah,
I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't. I'm not paying that.
I'm not either.
And I looked at a 2-pack of steaks. I hadn't bought beef and I don't know how long. I finally bought a pack tonight of ground beef, but like two steaks, not even cut an inch thick, and it's $20-something. Now, granted, it's $20-something or more if you go to a restaurant and get one like that. And this way here, you getting two, you cook it yourself. But I look at that price and I'm like, I can't do that. I look at the chuck roast. No, I'm not paying that for it.
Yeah, I know. I get me and mama a steak about once a month. I pay like $15, $16 for two.
Yeah.
Food Line's got better prices. Food City is outrageous on steak, and Walmart's outrageous.
Yes. Now, I go to the pig. That's where I get most of my stuff from. But it's that and Costco. I do get my ground beef usually from Costco because it's leaner. It's at a good price, and I go with it. Because I'm supposed to eat leaner stuff anyway. But you can't afford to eat healthy anymore. Everything is through the roof. The cheapest stuff you can get is rice and pasta and stuff like that. And that ain't good for you.
It's just me and my mom, and every time we eat something, I don't care if it's fast food or what, it's $30 for us.
Amen.
And you do that 2 or 3 times, you done wiped out your whole. You know what I mean? It ain't good.
Yeah. So I mean, you can't eat out. Not in. I mean, you can every once in a while, but for the most part, you can't afford to.
Right.
I don't know. What about you, Dave?
We try to just do different things to manage that. I mean, we're eating less. I mean, we try to have a good Sunday dinner, maybe one other dinner through the week, but we do a lot of just potluck kind of stuff. We work kind of crazy schedules, and sometimes I just eat out of a can. I try to have some salads. I do. I'll just buy a can of beef stew or something heated up.
Yeah. Beefaroni.
We don't buy as much meat as we used to. But we try to. I mean, we both of us are not eating as much, and we just try to be very frugal with it. We don't do per se grocery shopping anymore. We just get certain things, but to go and just buy, it's just crazy. We just plan out our meals and try to plan out stuff like that.
I see, like we make an effort to go to Costco about once a month. And we go down there to stock up on essentials. And we stock up. We get the better price, we get a little better quality, and we stock up. I don't really go for the name brand stuff that they have there, but I have found that their name brand, which is Kirkland, it is every bit as good as the name brand stuff at a better price. And so I go down there and we stock up. We go down there,
How
stock
much
up.
does it cost to get a membership for a year?
It is
Dave,
$60.
Yeah, it's $60, ain't it?
Yeah.
60.
Yes. But if you go down there, I mean, when you buy a
Now, I
pack of
hear that cracking down on people using somebody else's card to go in there.
yeah.
Not wanting to allow that.
Well, see,
No.
Cook. Here's the beauty of it, though. You can pay the $60, and you can go there and get you a $1.50 hot dog. That's only $1.50.
Well, you eat that. You can eat that while you're.
That'll hit Robert in a minute because I was cracking on him the other night about his $1.50 hot dog.
Yeah, he was. But you know what? I don't even like your hot dogs that much. Stop laughing at me. So,
Oh man, got to give you a hard time, brother.
huh?
Thank you to all the ex folks that are coming in here. As long as we're going to keep growing, and we thank you for watching and listening to the Crazy Southern Fried Podcast and the Cornbread Nation. I'm Dave. This is Robert, and then Cowboy Roy Cook has joined us tonight on the front porch. And we like getting out on the front porch with a glass of sweet tea and talking about whatever. And we've talked about everything from monkeys to peanuts and everything in between tonight.
$1.50 hot.
But seriously, food prices are high. It's incredible. People on fixed budgets, I don't know how they're doing it, and things are fixing to turn really ugly with soaring prices and people that are on fixed budgets. I don't know how they're going to make it, and I'm tired of hearing politicians talk all this mumbo jumbo about Bidenomics and this and that and everything else. What I see is people hurting, and I'm sick and tired of hearing them talk about what they're doing for the everyday American.
Have you heard the latest?
Because I see the everyday American is hurting right now, and
Amen.
I don't know how our seniors are going to do it, man. I don't, and people that are on really fixed incomes. It was already bad anyway, and yes, Jen, it does. But you have to. We're having to make really hard decisions on stuff. People are putting off. We talked about this some weeks ago about people not getting their medications like they should. People are not eating right. They're not going to the doctor like they should. They're cutting out all the non-essentials. You know, they're having to pay their rent. They're having to pay their electric and water. That's givens, the insurance. And I bet some people have let insurance lapse, to be honest. And they're just trying to scrape by. And then school started. And listen, I'm not cracking on all of our schools, but I will say this. All those expenses that go with signing them up for school. If you've got several kids, America does not reward you for being a multi-child family. They penalize you, and in a lot of ways, honestly. But they don't make it easy. But if you've got several kids in school, then you're hit with that big old expense. And I don't. There's just people I don't. They're falling under the pressure, man. They're falling under the pressure, and
Yeah,
more and more
school,
more and more families
makes
are
you
living
get
together,
everything.
man. They can't make it.
They make you get everything nowadays. I mean, my cousin, her kids, she had to spend hundreds of dollars getting them what the school said they need.
Yeah.
They hardly furnish books. I think they have to buy some books.
This whole model is it's not sustainable.
No, it's not.
There are people that make a lot of money it impacts them too, but they're going to ride this out. But the people that are lower middle class and in the poor, they're collapsing, man. This thing is collapsing down, and it's going to start affecting a lot of stuff. More stores are going to close, more restaurants are going to close. We're getting to the point. I don't know how it just has to impact the car dealers. I mean, who's going to be able to afford a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 car anymore?
They're not.
They can't afford that. The used car market's all messed up because of decisions that were made years ago. And now the used cars, the prices are jacked up real high.
Oh, that much is a new one almost.
And I just don't see.
They're going to force everybody to go to electric. That'll be the only thing you can afford.
Well, and now one of the platforms or Kamala she's talking about $25,000 off on government paid on a house. Well, who do you think's paying that? The same people that can't make it right now. This thing is going down, and we were already in bad shape. It's getting worse, man. I mean, there are families living in their cars, man. I'm telling you. Go to your local box store this weekend and look at how many cars are in the parking lot. People sleeping in them all night long.
Yeah,
there are people living, man. More homeless people. More people living in their car or in tents somewhere. It's getting bad. It's getting real bad, and it's going to get worse if something doesn't give. And I just, God help us if the economy really falls apart. God help what may happen.
And see, the same thing that Kamala is pushing now is these federally mandated pricing. This is the same crap they tried back in the 70s with Carter when he blew everything up. It didn't work then. Why do they think it's going to work now? What is that definition of insanity?
Yeah.
Doing the same thing the same way over and over and expecting a different result.
Yeah.
This is insane. This is insanity. She's insane. Sorry, that's political. No, it wasn't. It was an opinion, and
Well,
it's on an issue.
Hey, I
You
go,
can tell
know,
y'all something
it
that's
didn't
real
work.
scary. You want to hear something real scary?
go ahead.
After the next 4 years,
Well, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
who is going to run? I have no idea who would even think about running for president after four
Well,
years from now.
I'm gonna throw a couple ideas out there at you.
Go
One is
for it.
right down here to the south of me in the great state of Florida.
He
I'd
he
love
will
to.
probably run again. JD Vance will run, I'm sure. There'll be some others, but on there
Yeah.
are some candidates out there that will run. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not so certain that the one in Georgia might not run
You think
Who's
so?
that?
on a uni party. Kind of blend in the middle.
Mm,
There's a lot of talk.
I don't know.
The governor of the great state of Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, now with both what's going on now, we kind of know exactly what we're getting if we get either one of them. But we're not going to know exactly what we're getting after this. That's the way I
Well,
feel.
I'm just going to say this. Listen, everybody knows how I'm going to vote. It's fine.
Yeah,
But I will tell you, I just don't see immediate relief either way.
No.
In one way, it's going to get worse. Even if you vote more conservative, it's going to take a long time to swing this thing back.
it's going to take
We're not.
more than 4 years.
Yeah, you're not going to see a relief on the American uh, citizen who's trying to make it right now on November or January 20th or whatever the date is. You're not going to see that. It's going to take a lot of time. This lag that's going to happen, that's getting worse by the day, it's going to continue getting worse. Those problems are not going to be reversed overnight. It's going to take some time. So what I'm talking about, no matter what happens in the election, it could either go, steamrolling towards the gates of hell, or they try to start, stemming it and slowing the top. But it's going to take a long time to figure this thing out, and
Yeah.
people are hurting, man. And I don't see that getting better, a lot better anytime soon. I'll just be honest, I don't see it.
I still think we need to quit, number one, borrowing money to give to other countries. Why? Since when did we become the handout people? I mean, back before, there for a while, we were like, hey, you take care of you, we'll take care of us. And America prospered. And now it's like we can't give away money fast enough. You know, these other countries are more important to them than their own citizens. What is up with that? And why are we still trying stuff that didn't work when we tried it before? That just made everything worse. Why? Are we that stupid as a nation? Why are we voting for that?
I
Why
don't
are
know.
we voting to make it worse?
Well, the debt has grown under both administrations.
Yes. That's got to
I'm just,
stop.
I'm just being honest.
That's got to
for,
stop.
for, for different reasons, but the debt has, when has the debt took a big nosedive? The debt has continued to rise.
Yeah.
And what are we nearing? 35 trillion? It's
Yes.
not
We'll
sustainable.
never fix that. That's beyond
We
fixing.
could. Oh, we could, not in our lifetimes, but we could. As
Well,
a
it's
nation.
we could, but it won't happen because by the time you even, first of all, you have to balance it. Then you still got all the debt. It just means you're not adding to it, but you're still having to pay interest on that, which is outrageous. Um, so just balancing it won't do it. You have to do a reduction, and no politician is willing to take the cuts that would be needed to get it to come down. They just keep promising to the future, and they all do it, and we just continue getting deeper in,
Yeah.
way deep.
Well,
That's what I'm saying. Not trying to be doom and gloom, but honestly, do we think in February 2025 grocery prices are going to take a nosedive back to anywhere close to what they were? No, it's not happening.
but guess what? I got my winter garden sprayed the other day, and I'm ready to till it up. and I'm gonna go ahead and plant me a fall and winter garden. I didn't feel good enough really to start a summer one and spring one, but my winter garden's going in, and I will have a spring garden. But you're gonna have to subsidize what you got. I mean, it's gonna come down to it.
Yeah, I buy beans and Mama gets on to me. But I got an 8 pound bag of beans. And she said, "What in the world are you going to do with an 8 pound bag of beans?" I said, "Well, if they cut our power off and take our checks, and I got to
Hmm.
start building something up, you know."
Yeah, you know,
And if they take our checks, what in the world are we going to do? Me and my mama's on checks, and I'll be honest with you, we're struggling.
Well,
But
sure.
yeah,
it's, it is what it is. But I'll get it straightened out the best I can. I, I
Well,
have to deal with her money and mine and try to do the smartest thing.
they always try to scare people like you that are on the check. They're not going to take your check. That's always a scare tactic to get you to, be
yeah,
in fear, live in fear. The biggest problem we have is if there's a financial collapse. It won't just be people on checks. It'll be all of us.
yeah,
I mean,
Yeah,
if
I know.
if there's an implosion in the banking system, it's already been bad. I mean, there's many banks who have closed in the state of Georgia. But if this financial system implodes, maybe on purpose, a lot of people say, who knows? There's a lot of forces working against the American dollar. Overnight, we would 1929 would look like a
Right.
picnic compared to what we could be in. So we got to pray. I mean, we got to pray and we got to hope that there's some smart people that want to do the right things, even if it's not politically, acceptable. They've got to do something to help, man. But just giving away money is not the answer. Of course, we got to stem the border. We got to stop all that. All this money that we're spending on that. You're right. We're spending way too much money overseas. We're involved in stuff that we don't need to be involved with anymore. And if we don't, we're going to see the Great Republic fall, and it'll be a shell of its former self. And I love America. I don't want to see that happen. I'm not a financial expert, but it don't take much of an expert to realize that we're in trouble.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are.
Big trouble.
You don't have to be an economist to figure out things are not good. And I
You
don't
know,
want to hear it. I get so sick and tired of how they twist these numbers to try to make you think that things are better. Well, we're better now than we were 4 years ago in this area, in this area, in this area. Look, bud, it ain't better at my home.
right?
It ain't
Okay.
better. It's
I
not
want to tell
better
you
at
something
my
about
home.
my mama loves Coca Cola. In Walmart, the super Walmart, it was $1.98 for a 2 liter. And I went back this week and it was over $2 and like 34 cents for one 2 liter. I mean, that's over double in a week. How does that happen?
Yeah. But see, what the thing is, what they don't tell you. Oh, we're doing better. Okay, we only went up 3% this year versus 9% last year. Okay, all right. So, and Dave, it's like that message sent me. All right, so I gained 9 pounds last year. I only gained 3 pounds this year, but I'm 12 pounds fatter. All right. So it only went up 9 pounds last year, but now it went up 3 pounds. It still went up again.
That's exactly the point. It's one that somebody, a good friend of mine, sent that to me, and it is exactly the point. And they get up there and they brag and rah rah and all. You
Yeah.
got the cheerleaders going, and what they don't realize is we're still getting worse. It's not getting better.
It's
It's
just slowed
still
down.
it's slowed down, but it's not stopped and it's not turning the other way. So the debt continues to rise. The interest continues to be
And it's still getting
incredibly
greater.
expensive. All
Oh,
that.
yeah.
It's still
Okay.
growing.
In y'all's mind, what can a president do in 4 years to help our situation?
Well, one of them is drill, baby, drill.
Yes.
Drill, baby,
We
drill.
have to be energy independent. We have to control the energy from here. We've got it. We've got to be able to do that.
And nobody wants to do that.
We got to cut taxes. We've got to cut taxes. We've got to get consumer confidence back. We got to put, help these manufacturers be profitable so they can put money in the American worker's pocket so that they will go out and buy the cars and shop at the stores and all that. But when people are scared, and there's a lot of people scared right now, and they're just trying to do the basics, all these other industries start drying up because people stop buying. They're afraid. Consumer confidence is a very real metric, and they're very. I mean, think about it. We've all talked on here tonight how we have altered how we do things to make it. And that means people stop going to the movies. I don't care if you like going to the movies or not. That's all those people's going to be out of work. They're already in trouble in the movie industry. Think about it. People are going to say, well, I can't afford to go to the movies. I can't afford to go visit this amusement park. I can't afford to buy the car. I can't afford to do this or that, the other thing. I can't afford to take a vacation. And all of a sudden, all those service industry top jobs in those places that depend on tourism, they dry up and go out of business. People don't realize how quick the plywood could be in front of the businesses in your town and just slam up. Then you go to the problem of healthcare. But Robert, in your area, you got a lot of great hospitals, but in rural Georgia, and I'll use it as an example, it can be very hard to get healthcare in some areas of Georgia. It's not profitable. They've just killed the whole industry, really. And it's hard to get doctors in anywhere near those small towns. Some of those people are having to drive 50, 60 miles or more to get to some good health care, and people die because they can't get there. I mean, it's a lot of problems. The problems of the American farmer, the cost of that, all this stuff that we're talking about, all this stuff plays against each other, and it's collapsing the system.
Let me tell you something. They need to drop about half of these regulations on the American farmer and make farming actually profitable. They're not. They're running the prices up on everything everywhere. And all these fuel prices,
to
diesel
get rid of
prices,
them, really. Talking
fuel
about
prices,
making
diesel
chicken in a
prices.
bucket or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Fertilizer.
not a chicken. It's
Yeah, the fertilizer got really outrageous, the diesel, all that stuff. Yeah.
Seed. Jason was saying when he was on seed was ridiculous. You got to spray because you got to keep the weeds and stuff down. You got to keep it down to a dull roar. And then on the cotton, you got to spray it so you can go out and pick it. You know, you've got all these things that are stacked against the farmer. The prices are going up on everything. But
they
what you're
have to
paying the
spray it with
farmer
something,
is
and they
paying
have to stay
flat.
away from it for 2 or 3 days before they even go back after they spray it.
So you're not giving the farmer a raise when you see these increased costs. It's the same. They aren't making any more.
Well, and when they decide to give up and not farm that, they're going to sell that because they're not going to be able to pay taxes on all that without having that industry. And then there's entities like the Chinese that are coming in and buying up a lot of that kind of land, open land. It's happening all over the country. There's problems, man. I mean, I think we all see it. I think the real Americans see it, but who's going to do something about it? This is why this is such an important election. There are so many things riding on this, and there's no quick fixes. I think we got to make the right decision to get right leadership.
I believe the right leadership will do more than
it will help, absolutely, but it's going to take time. It's going to take time.
Yeah, it's going to take more than 4 years.
There you go.
They can get a good dent in it, maybe.
There you go. Jenny hit the nail right on the head.
It's a great point.
The farmer's paying 75 cents and making 68, and that is, I don't think anything truer is being said right now. That's the bottom line.
I'll tell you, I plant my garden tomatoes every year, and tomatoes are great if you can them. But something my mama loves mashed potatoes. I'm gonna grow some potatoes next year.
I ain't growing no more potatoes.
Why?
They're too cheap to buy, and that's a lot of work. You ever been? I got into all that I wanted to here a couple years ago.
I dug them up before.
Yeah, dig them up. Then you got to clean them. Then you got to either peel them or can them or cut them up for French fries.
In a real dark, cool place. I think it is.
I canned them. They did a lot better can. And they were good. But there's so many challenges that we're fixing to face if things don't at least start somewhere down the road here to change. We don't speak political, but unless there's some changes, it's going to get worse. It is time for change.
It is. And I want to have, let's say this. I'm very patriotic. I believe sometimes you get, people just, we get in a bad place, and then the American spirit, people really kick in, and they realize, okay, this is bad. And they kick in and they make things better, but we have to have a sustained effort, or it can't just be 4 years. It has to be longer than that, because it'll just sink. I mean, it's been proven they'll just sink it right back into the cesspool and even further. So we have to have a clear vision forward that's spelled out. Don't want to hear campaign promises. I want to see boots on the ground in action. But we've got to get things corrected in this country, or I don't know how people are going to make it, man. I really don't.
Yeah, we need to get behind one person, no matter what denomination they are or whatever, and back them as a family. Back them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they can come out with a viable plan, I'd be happy to. I would be happy to. But there is nobody coming out with a viable plan. That swamp that we keep talking about, it's real.
Yeah.
And it's not just one party.
By the way, Robert, I'm going to say it. I'm disappointed, and I'm real disappointed. People don't know this. You've never heard this. But a few weeks ago, me and Robert reached out to 3 politicians to try to get them on the podcast.
Yes.
A couple up my way, and a couple down, one down his way. And we heard absolutely zero, no response. These are people that, in the case up here, that I voted for, that I follow, that I have been behind. And if they somehow hear this, I'm disappointed in you that I at least didn't get the rejection email or whatever that at this time or whatever. You totally ignored us as voters, and we said clearly up front, we just wanted to bring you on, let you talk about the issues. We were not going to attack you or drill you, or we wanted to give voice to talk about what's going on. And we heard absolutely nothing. Okay, you could say, well, you're just some little old podcast. I'm also a voter.
Yeah.
And I've been in this thing a long time, and I've been down the Capitol a number of times, and I've stood in the governor's office there, and I've been on the Senate floor, and I'm not bragging. I'm just saying I have taken part in the political process, and you'd think in an election year they would want to reach out and at least communicate with us, and I don't know if it's a failure of staff or them or whatever, but this has been weeks and weeks ago. We've heard nothing, and I'll be honest, I'm disappointed. I'm really disappointed in it.
Hey, it's working for Kamala.
And I'm not going to name who they are. I won't do that. I'm not going to blast them, but they know who they are, and you know, because we reached out and we were very clear in our we worked together to talk about how we were going to do this communication. If I think we even talked it up on screen together.
Yeah.
We agreed what we would say in this and how we wanted to reach out, and we heard nothing, nada, and I'm disappointed. I've been to a lot of political meetings. I've been to I've been invited to stuff before that was invitation only. I've been to some stuff, and I've met some people, and I hadn't done it in a little bit, but I have reached out to these candidates that I have reached out before. That, I mean, I have reached out to them when they were running to get into office, and I communicated with them, talked to them about their platform through emails and different things, and it was rah then, but I heard nothing, so I'm disappointed in them.
And to be perfectly honest, we were both very excited about it.
We sure were.
We didn't think that we would just be ignored. When you figure, what's the worst they'll do? They'll tell us no. We found out there was something worse. The ignoring us was worse than telling us no.
Yeah.
Because now we are totally unimportant to them. And now we know how they feel about us.
It's depressing.
Yeah.
I will read.
Y'all.
Go ahead.
Y'all look into it. I know Dave reads a lot and looks into it. Who is ahead in this race?
The president.
Even?
You can't go by polls right now. You can't go by polls. Don't trust any poll.
No.
There are a couple of polls out there. The Rasmussen poll is somewhat respected. There's another one that starts with a T. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head. But honestly, right now, I would not trust any poll.
It
I don't
depends
trust.
on. I'm talking about if who you talk to, they'll say their person's winning. I mean, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I just want to know who's
That
really
way,
winning.
No,
that,
nobody knows. Those are all. You can fuzzy the math on those so easy because you can call. It depends on how you ask the question when they do the polling. You can get the result you want by where you pull that poll from, how many you pull it from, and how you ask the question. So, I don't really get into polling, but honestly, Cook, what this is going to come down to, I mean, it's really sad to say, most of the country is set. As long as they go vote pretty much along the party line like they have before, it's going to come down to the 4 or 5 states again, which Georgia is one of them. Georgia is a key state because we're looking at electoral votes, and we know pretty much all the states just about how they're going to go, except for these 5 states. It was very close in 16, 20, and it'll also be this way in 24. Michigan is another state, Pennsylvania, Ohio, and there's another one. I don't know which one it would be, whether it's North Carolina or whatever, but it's going to come down to those states. This is going to decide the president of the United States. That's exactly what's going to happen.
let me throw something out there, Cook, and let me put this point out there to everybody because this is important. Both sides are going to tell you that their side is winning. They're
Sure.
trying to discourage you so you don't go out and vote. All right? Neither side wants the other side's party to go out and vote, period.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Right.
if you stay home, then they'll win. But I'm going to, right now, everybody within the sound of my voice, everybody, and I do mean everybody, get off your heinies, register, and go vote this year. It's never been more important. Get off
Georgia,
your butt. Go vote.
Georgia's
Go.
it's really split down the middle in Georgia. It's very, very close. Very, very close.
Don't you?
Atlanta has a lot of votes, and North and South Georgia has to really turn out above and beyond what they've been doing. I don't mean above the votes they should have. I mean above and beyond what they have, because traditionally, even on a presidential election year, the numbers are pretty cruddy for how many people who are registered to vote, who actually go vote. I'm not talking about all the other stuff, the illegal stuff. I'm just talking about true numbers, people that should vote that don't vote. The numbers
All
are
right.
real bad.
You have no more greater right in this country
Yeah.
than to choose who our leaders are. You choose. We choose that. Why in the world would you give that up? Why in the world would you sit on your butt at home rather than taking the 10 or 15 minutes it takes to vote? Why? Go
Right.
do it. It's important.
I'm
It's
sure there's a
never,
lot of reasons, but
if you need a
we
ride,
do need to do it. And Georgia it's one of the states that's going to be really watched on election night.
yeah.
It's going to be close. It's going to be real
Well,
close.
I think elderly that can't get there, and if they don't get that thing in the mail, they can't vote, and they're not healthy enough. And there's a bunch of people like that.
It's really easy to get that took care of, Cook.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not that hard to get that done. For them to get the absentee ballot, it's not hard at all. And
Yeah, well, we got Mama one.
yeah,
But if
Yeah.
you know what I mean, if they got
There's no
a
excuse.
caretaker that works a job and tired after they get off work and they don't have time to deal with it because they're trying to take care of everything at
There's
home,
early
and
voting.
elderly, and
Look,
it's just
no,
wow.
no.
yeah,
No.
there really
No.
is no excuse.
There's
It's too
early
easy.
voting.
They've made it too easy.
The early voting, the hours of it, the ease of getting an absentee ballot. There's no excuse not to
It's
vote.
not hard to get those. They have Saturday voting. They have late votings on some days for the early voting. It's really in Georgia. It's not hard.
If
I
you
got
know anybody that can't vote, that says they can't vote, tell them to contact us here. We'll
we
we'll
took
we'll,
Mama
we'll,
to get
we'll
her
walk them through.
driver's license back. She had lost them, and I asked them. I said, "How do you go about getting the in the mail ballot thing to vote?" and they called somebody right there in the DMV, and they had it set up over the phone, and it come in the mail to our address. And I thought that was real good of them.
Yeah, see what I mean? It's
That
not
is-
hard.
Yeah, it ain't
It's
hard at
not
all.
hard.
But I'm just
But
saying there is situations where, like I
well,
said,
there may be, but people have to put forth the effort, and there's all kind of people willing to assist them and help them in that. So
Yes.
Georgia is put a lot of things in place to make that as easy as possible. And so yeah, it's really, as long as you get planned that stuff ahead of time, it shouldn't be a problem. You know, you just
and
can't
I'll
wait
tell
till the
you what
last
got
minute.
me last night. I went up there to the store right down here where we live, Dave, where you're
Yeah.
right across the street from you almost. And I got me a cup of coffee. And I got Mama a drink, and I got a pack of cookies anyway. But I could not buy the coffee with food stamps because it's hot. I said, I can't even buy a cup of coffee with food stamps. I hate that. I didn't like it. I just wanted a cup of coffee. Well, you can't buy that. It's hot. Well,
I didn't know that.
Can I buy it then? Anyway,
You could have went and bought you a Starbucks coffee. They're cold.
not with food stamps.
Why not?
Starbucks takes food stamps? Oh, you talking about in the store.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say.
in the refrigerated section. Of the
Yeah.
store.
You're right. But no, I wanted some hot coffee, and I couldn't get it.
I like coffee, whether it's hot or cold.
I didn't get nothing to drink. I just got Mama what she wanted, and I said, well, I come home and bring my coffee pot out and made my own coffee.
Guys, we run over a little bit.
You kidding? A little bit. A little bit was an hour and 15 minutes ago.
Well, we hope y'all have enjoyed our time tonight, and the extra time we went for extra innings. You got free baseball when it goes into extra innings. You got
right.
free Southern Fried Podcast tonight. So it's not like we charge anything anyway. All we ask is that you like, follow, and subscribe.
And laugh.
And laugh and enjoy.
That's it.
Well, everybody, y'all have a great weekend. Hey, you made it to Friday. Now you got the weekend to go. We've got what? 2 shows on Monday, 2 shows on Wednesday, but all 4 live.
Well, there's some shows coming, and we got Pets of the Week, Vet of the Week tomorrow, sports programming released tomorrow night, Sunday morning in the Word.
I should be here Friday morning.
Okay.
For the live. And I'm going to try to do something live and on location Friday night.
You need to make an appearance in the sports section.
Oh, yeah. We got a sports show coming up.
Yeah, you need to come in there with us.
Yeah. We just recorded that before this program. So me and Cook's been going about 4 hours with a break in the middle.
Well, we've been here for 3.
I know.
Yeah.
But we do our blowout on Friday night. It's Friday night. We don't mind going long. Thanks for all those that's hung with us. I mean, we've had some people staying in there, and we appreciate you. Thanks for being part of the Cornbread Nation, Southern Fried Podcast, SFP.
Robert, if you come up with a song that we can make a TikTok for Dave, then I'll do it.
Key Largo.
Key Largo.
Key Largo.
See, he don't know that one. See, I'm going to win this one. He don't know that one.
Or George Jones Rocking Chair.
I can handle that.
Okay.
Cook, it's been good to have you on here. Cook's a part of our crew, but sometimes he's not been able to be with us due to different reasons, taking care of Mama, not feeling good himself. Yeah. He's usually on the sports. But, man, we're glad you hung in there this whole time. I'm proud of you, man. Now we just got to get Chris on here and have all 4. We've never done that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome to get another one.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week we get it set up. Michael, I don't know if you're still listening, brother. We're going to get you in. He wasn't feeling too good tonight. We're going to get him back in or get him in because he wants to talk about something about health, and we'll get that. We'll get that for sure.
Great.
Okay. Cook, by the way, if you don't want to do rocking chair, dude looks like a lady is still a go.
I don't know about that one. That's a little. I don't know.
You can't hit no Steven Tyler high notes? I bet you can.
Oh, I can.
Girl looks like a lady. Sorry. All right. Y'all have a great, wonderful weekend. Enjoy yourselves. And we will see. We got some other programming coming out this weekend. Keep your eyes out. And we'll see you live again on Monday morning.
Oh, no, sir. They'll see me live Sunday morning in the Word.
Oh,
That's the next live, Sunday morning in the Word.
amen to that.
Good.
So you'll see us, me and
Us,
Dave,
Monday morning.
Right.
Right,
And you'll see me sometime. I'll be in there.
Sometime.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see you right along.
Love y'all, man. God bless.
God bless you. Salute.
So look, run that outro, Rob. Don't just close it. Run that outro. I'm gonna be a stickler on it. We got our
All right.
intro. Let's do our outro because
Huh?
was that the one? I'm ready.
Yeah.
See y'all. God bless.
Good night.
Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seat. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show.